What's going on? What's happening? We are back. Happy Saturday, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully everything's going good with y'all. Hopefully y'all having a great day. The weather's pretty nice, not that bad. It's not raining for a minute. We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, so gotta be happy about that at least. A lot of good things to talk about. New York Knicks have won 4 in a row. This is a weird team, guys. It's a weird team. Got the morning cup of Joe or Joanne. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's good. You just got to savor it a little bit, like swig it around. Yeah. Yeah. That's good stuff. Anyway, hope you guys are doing okay. I appreciate y'all as always. It's just, this Knicks team is a whirlwind, man. I don't know. They're a roller coaster. I've said it all year. I don't know what to say about them. They're just an odd team. It's just I wonder if they fall in the category of all or nothing. Because it's either we go on a nice win streak or we go on a losing streak. I don't know. It's crazy. It's wild stuff. But either way, I'm happy, guys. Either way, I'm happy because I know that this Knicks team has a lot to work on. And even though they're working through a lot of things, they're dealing with injuries. They're still, I think they got an identity, but they're still working to find, where that's going to be, where they're going. Offensively, defensively, I think for the most part, they're pretty locked in. They can only do what they can do with the talent they got. And I think the talent they got, for the most part, is pretty good. The issue is when we get into the bench, we run into some issues on sustaining what the starters have done. Did I just say that? I think I just said that, guys. You imagine that? When's the last time that we were able to say convincingly that the bench is the weakness of this Knicks team and they really need to sustain what the starters are producing? It's interesting. The last couple of years, it's been the bench has been crazy. Like the starters have been okay, but the bench is the one that's really kind of done the work of either keeping us in games or extending leads because our bench was stronger than other benches. And now it's our starters. Of course, we know we're dealing with the injuries and obviously quickly being moved into the starting lineup affects the bench. And even if you want to look at Grimes, having Grimes in the starting lineup affects the bench because he could be another valuable piece on the bench. Which, honestly, best case scenario is that the Knicks wind up trading Fournier, Cam, or whoever else, Rose, and bringing in a solid NBA shooting guard who can start, right? Who can play defense as well. He doesn't have to be top-notch defender, but he's got to be an adequate defender who knows how to play help defense and doesn't get cooked, right? And then putting Grimes as the starting 2 guard, right? Having Quickly and Grimes in the backcourt off the bench. If OB is still here, then having OB as the power forward, right? And then, I guess your small forward, that's still one of those things you're going to have to figure out. they might be able to pick up somebody in that case if they're looking to do anything this year. If they're not, then in time. But that's like the better scenario, because then you got an adequate starting unit who, we're talking Brunson, some shooting guard who's a solid shooting guard in the NBA, who he's dependable. RJ, Randall, Mitch, and then having Grimes and Quickly and Obi and whoever else you get at the small forward, and then Hartenstein or Sims. That's a good 10. That's a nice 10. So we'll see. We can hope for the best, man. We can hope for the best and see what happens. Shout out to the chat. Salute to you guys. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all. As always, like I said, happy Saturday. Hopefully you and yours are doing well. Wishing nothing but the blessings and health for everybody. Okay, let's see here. Deron Wayne, good morning. Appreciate you. Geraldine McIver is in the building, y'all. What? Yeah, I said it. Geraldine McIver is in the building. The first lady of Still Knicks fans and the Knicks community is in the building. Let's go. Pudge Nice is here. Appreciate you. Kareem Grant is in the building. My guy, what up, twin? Canal Band Laya is in the building, all the way from the Dope Soul Sports Talk. So I saw you over there. Appreciate you. Queen Steph, shout out to you and your show. Doing great things, man. The content is fantastic. I mean, but we knew that already. I mean, you MBK fam, so it's got to be a good thing, right? You guys all know what you get from the MBK fam. Let's see. Big Task at Hand is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Andrew Gutierrez is here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you, my guy. Dripmore, the official barber of Still Knicks fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. Appreciate you. Angel Torres is here. Salute, brother. Appreciate you. Jigga Man Porto is in the building. A piece of the trifecta. And that trifecta being, that's right, the Degen Sports Network, folks, where you got my man Heck, you got my man Jigga Man, and Phil, or should I say his brother Phil, because, they are brothers, and, parents knew what they were doing when they put these two together, man. I'm just saying. They're a real good group of guys, man. Appreciate the content, appreciate the shows. Those shows being the Yankees Morning Brew, as well as the Knicks Morning Brew. That's every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. So check them out. Like, comment, subscribe. Show them some love on the Degen Sports Network on YouTube. That's right. Mets Knicks fans, let's go. What's good? Salute to you. Appreciate you. Hope everything's going good for you. Sha Powers is in the building. One half of Knicks Real Talk. My man Divine and Sha Powers, check their show out as well if you haven't already done so. Very good content. Positive outlook on things. They give it to you straight, but they're real positive about what we can build off of. The good things. There's a lot of negativity in the community. We get down on the Knicks when they don't do good. And these guys will call it as it is, but they also show you, look, there's still a silver lining. Keep your head up. Things will get better. And I appreciate that from them, man. That's why, not only do I big up, the Knicks community and the podcasters, but I try my best. And these guys know I may not be there all the time, but I try my best to show love to all the shows, especially the shows that I really rock with. And everybody knows who they are. If I shout you out, I rock with you. But then there's other shows that I don't necessarily get a chance to shout out too often, and they don't actually have a chance to always watch our show at Still Knicks fans, but the love and support is still there. And so what we try to do is show the love, and if I can pop in on the show in the chat, great. If I can be on the panel and I have time, even better. I just try my best to show the whole Knicks community some love. Sherwin is in the building, top of the morning. Let's see, Walter Blackman, what's going on? Happy to see you as always, brother. Parrish Duggar is in the building. What does he say? Hey, Ron, salute. Hey, listen, it's time for people who attack the Knicks for not drafting well or not having top talent to be called out. This team by next year will be a top 5 team after the draft. Some big words, Parrish. Those are some big words. Um, those are some big words. All right. Look, I will say, and I kind of think we all get it. The Knicks did not draft bad players. They drafted guys who are adequate, who are good role players, and who can be solid contributing pieces depending on how they're infused into the lineup and used in the rotation. And as their development continues to grow, we know Quickly is no bum. Obi's not a bum either. Neither is Grimes. We've seen that. And neither is Sims. They may not all become stars in the league, but they can all be adequate players and they can at different times have star moments. So I think the Knicks drafted well at the positions where we got these guys. The Knicks drafted well. And I don't think people should look at them negatively for the selections that they made at the spots that they made them. The issue is, sorry, could you hold? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. So what I was saying is, yeah, I think that they did a very good job of drafting the pieces in the time that in the positions that they did. Could they have gotten other guys that might have been steals at those positions? Yeah, but that's tough. I mean, it's one thing if the Knicks drafted, say, I don't know, in the top 5, right? And the person they picked was a bum, like a straight bum, right? And then all the people that were drafted ahead of them or after them, there was a lot of people they could have went with that were much better. Then this is not what we're talking about. And before you guys say it, anybody who hates RJ Barrett out there, he's not a bum. So don't use RJ. That's not the person I'm thinking about either. I'm thinking about guys who got drafted in the NBA that didn't amount to anything. Number 1 picks that flamed out because of injury or whatever. The Greg Odoms of the world, the Anthony Bennett's of the world, stuff like that. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, Sam Bowie was a competent NBA player, but he got picked ahead of Jordan. I mean, come on. It is what it is. But that's what I'm talking about. So I think they did a really good job with that. Could they have drafted, a certain guy that might have been a little better? It is what it is. But I think they did a really good job of what they did. So I agree with that. And people need to relax. These players are what they are. Now, does that mean these are the players that will take the Knicks to the next level? Not by themselves, no. Could they be on the team that goes to the next level when we actually draft somebody who has that star type talent, or we get a free agent or trade for someone who is a star in the league? Yeah. I can see now the way this Knick team has struggled to figure out who they are and work with these pieces. You can see these guys are competent role players who might, do even more for the Knick team. I could see the Knicks putting together a nice roster and having guys like Grimes or Quickly or Obi, like them on the problem is if you trade, you're gonna lose some of these guys. So it all depends. Let's see. Ad J is in the building. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I'm just gonna show some more people some love. JT Riddick is in the building. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Good to see you as always. Danny Landis is in the building. What's good, Danny? Hope you're doing all right. Hope your son is doing well, and the coaching and the games are going good. Manchild is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Yeah, Sherwin, come on. That doesn't matter that Sam Bowie got hurt. Is Sam Bowie better than Jordan? I mean, what are we doing here? Come on, man. Don't do that. It don't matter if Sam Bowie came in and Sam Bowie was as good as okay, Sam Bowie was a big, so I don't know. I'm just thinking that it. My point is, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? David Robinson is a Hall of Fame big who won a championship, had great numbers. Do I think David Robinson is better than Michael Jordan? No. So it doesn't really matter how good Sam Bowie could have been for him. He wasn't Michael Jordan. So I'm just saying, like, it's not a bust pick. No, I said Sam Bowie was an adequate NBA player. Not a bust. I just said he got picked over Jordan. That's all I'm saying. That the New Jersey Nets at the time, I think it was the Nets who drafted him, if I'm not mistaken. Or whoever it was. You don't think they think back later in life and say, man, we could have had Jordan one pick later? It just is what it is. That's all I'm saying. Well, I mean, Sam Bowie could have been better than David Robinson. That's great, but it is what it is. It happens that way. Shout out to my guy Big Lou. Appreciate you, brother. Good to see you. Hey, listen, if you can, great. If you can't, no pressure. There's always next Saturday. But if you can make it this Saturday, by all means, man. Cash Out James is in the building. Gold all in my, you know what I mean? What up, Cash Out? Appreciate you, brother. Okay, so let me do this. I'll put the invite out there. So if anybody wants to jump on the panel, by all means, you're welcome. And any brave new souls out there who always thought about it, just never felt like doing it. Listen, it's a new year. 2023. Why wait till later? Why not now? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, all right, guys, we'll get right back into it right after the intro. You know how we do. You know how we like to give it up. Oh, man, I always get shocked when you guys are there. And every time I do that, I think about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I don't know why. Maybe because as a kid, that was one of the shows that I used to watch religiously, and he'd always be, putting his sweater on and tying up his laces, and then, oh, hello. How are you today? Mr. Rogers, man. Oh, what's going on, Queen? Appreciate you. Salute to you. Thank you, as always. Listen, I can't say enough about the great things you're doing with the show. As I told you before, being a part of MBK fam, seeing how you give it up, the content, the way you talk about, breaking things down. It's a beautiful thing to hear. I'm so glad that I'm a part of the same entity as you and being in your presence. And so the stuff that you give up for NBK has been fantastic with the Queen's Court and just being on the NBK programming. But the stuff you've done with Dope Soul Sports Talk is fantastic. You know what I mean? Just everything from aesthetically, the intro is fire, the way it looks, the presentation, just beautiful. Done to perfection, in my opinion. Definitely with the Queen's touch. So keep doing what you do. And everybody, If you guys haven't, I'm sure you have, but definitely go out there and support the Queen, Steph. Dope Soul Sports Talk. It's a great show on YouTube, and she's giving you a lot of content. 8 a.m. Or 9 a.m. depending. On day after Nick games. I think, do you do pre-games too? Possibly. I don't know. But I know you definitely do the day after Nick games, the morning after. So check that out. And then she also does during the week and the nighttime as well. I don't know exact times, but it's around 8:30, I think, or 9 o'clock, depending, 9 o'clock on Thursdays. And then I think on Tuesdays for Dope Soul Sports. Not to mention all the MBK content. Got a lot going on, Steph. Yeah, let me see. Okay, I got everybody. All right, appreciate all of y'all. So, yeah, without further ado, let me get this cracking because, listen, man, as much as we want to say things about the Knicks when they don't do things well, as much as we get down on them when they struggle, you got to give them props. You got to give them their due when they're doing something that should be recognized, man. This team is playing hard, and as much as I've already said it. I don't want to belabor the point. I don't want to get back into it. I'm not a big Tibbs supporter right now. I think Tibbs is not the answer long term. Is he the answer right now? Yeah, sure, fine. I like it. I like the fact that he's never lost the locker room. At one point, we thought he did, but apparently he didn't. Apparently, he just needed to switch up the personnel and go back to what Tibbs is good at. So, listen, we are all armchair sofa coaches. We have our opinions. We don't know everything, and that's the reason why we're not NBA coaches. He is, and he's been doing it for a long time. So he has a strategy. He has his own schemes, and he knows what he needs to do. Sometimes maybe he feels like he's handicapped for whatever reason because of what the organization wants and his vision. So they came together, they made a decision, and it's been working. Yes, we've had some issues. That's why we had that 5-game losing streak. But in some of those losses, could have been avoided had we had the health of Jalen Brunson. Had Obi been available, because I think Obi went down during that stretch too. And towards the very end of the stretch, I think we lost RJ, but it is what it is. And so, yeah, Sherwin, listen, I don't have an issue with what Tibbs is good at. What I have an issue with Tibbs is his willingness to accept change and adapt to stuff that he may not be good at. That's my only issue with Tibbs. Honestly, I was happy when we hired Tibbs. I think the stability that he brings to any NBA basketball team is good, because you know what you're getting from Tibbs, and you know that he will call you out on stuff. He don't play that stuff. I was a little surprised last year because there was a lot of little things that we weren't doing right, and I felt like a guy like Tibbs would correct that stuff and not stand for it. But it was happening all the time. Bad plays, not smart basketball. And the free throw thing was just ridiculous last year. I couldn't believe a Tibbs coach team was shooting that poorly from the free throw line. So those are the type of things that I look at when I look at Tibbs, and I'm like, yo, what's going on, man? I mean, Tibbs is Tibbs. I would expect at least this, the defense, and I expect the team to do the little things and hit their free throws. So that's when I was starting to think that, hey, maybe Tibbs is losing it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But that's what I'm saying, guys. Tibbs is a good coach. We're lucky to have Tibbs, because the alternative could have been Fizdale. It could have been Hornacek. It could have been Derek Fisher. I mean, come on. Let's be real here. If you had a choice, you don't want any of those guys. You want Tibbs. That being said, I still think that he's not the right person because of his stubbornness, or the fact that he has a plan that he sticks to. I don't know how that will translate to this type of dynamic. I don't know, dynamic. That's not the word. This type of eclectic team that we have right now. Now, if you put together a Carmelo Anthony team, remember the Carmelo Anthony team when we went for it, when we had Rasheed Wallace, Kurt Thomas, Jason Kidd, Carmelo Anthony, you know what I mean? That type of team, I think Tibbs can take that type of team far. I don't know if he can win the championship, but he can take that team far. I think they can make some noise. That's all I'm trying to say. And that's why I keep saying with the organization, you got to figure out what you're doing here. You know, if you want to go that route, then plan to go that route. We know that going into next year's offseason, the Knicks ain't going to have a lot of money. So how are we going to get players that can change the course of this team? We're going to have to either trade for them, or we're going to have to really get lucky and hit on not a can't miss, but a really good player in the draft. With whatever we pick, whatever our highest pick is, you could hit at any point, but I don't think the Knicks at this point are willing to really go too crazy with the draft picks. You know what I mean? They haven't done it up until this point. In recent years. Last year, they didn't do it. So this year, now that they have more players that I think are adequate for this team, I don't think they really want to go and to the whole thing of bringing in another young player and develop him for 2 to 3 years until he gets to the point where these guys are now. So the Knicks, if the Knicks can at least draft one guy that can contribute, effectively on this roster, and then maybe they can trade for another guy that can help change what we got going on, then I'll be, a little bit more on board with what Tibbs can do with them, because Tibbs needs talent, guys. Tibbs is not the best, to me, at using guys who are question marks. Okay. I think he needs to be given the proper talent. Once he has the proper talent, he can make them do what they do. It's just when it's these question marks, and we got some question marks on this team. So anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. I don't know. Salute to I Am Jarrell. Appreciate you. Good to see you as always, my brother. Appreciate you. And definitely want to make the next Die Hard Giants show. And if you guys haven't checked out, I Am Jarrell's channel, he's got the Die Hard Giants, man. And our Giants, listen, making the playoffs. They haven't done it in a little while. So let's root for them if you're a Giant fan. But once again, guys, as I said before, even though I feel like Tibbs is not the right coach long term, I prefer him being the coach right now and give him his props for what he's doing with his Knicks team. Like I said, Tibbs can still be the guy if the Knicks change what their plan is. Not their plan, but what the makeup of the team is. If you go out and get a star or two, a star and a really good, role player or something like that, it does change the dynamic of the team, because just those two pieces alone could be enough that I say, I think Tibbs could work with these guys. Because you imagine, you go out there, and I said this earlier, so I don't want to keep repeating myself, but really quickly, for people who might have just joined. If you go out there, I don't like the Zach LaVine thing, though. I don't know. If you go out there and you bring in a shooting guard like a Zach LaVine, maybe I don't know. I don't really look at Zach LaVine as a good defender. I don't know if you guys look at him differently, but if they could go out and get a defensive minded type, like a guy who can play adequate defense and can score like a Zach LaVine, right? You can move Grimes back to the bench, right? You could put Quickly back at the starting point. I mean, the bench point guard. And then you can go out, right, and get yourself a small forward who is a 3-and-D, but a real 3-and-D who can play defense. He doesn't have to be a star. He just has to be someone that plays really good defense and can knock down an open three. You get that guy. You put him as the starting forward on the bench unit. Then you got Obi, right? Now, I'm saying this, granted, I know that some of these guys might have to go in a trade. So I'm just giving you just a scenario. Even if you don't have Obi, I think it's easier to find a power forward who can give you some defense, some rebounding, and score a couple points in the paint. I think, and that's all you need off the bench, to be honest. Because if you got quickly, you got Grimes, and you got a small forward who plays D and can knock down an open three, and then you're talking about either still having Hartenstein or Sims at the center, I think that's a team that Tibbs can win with. I think he would have enough pieces to win, and the Knicks can be a playoff team. Could the Knicks win a championship? That I don't know, but I think Tibbs could do some really good things with that type of team. Anyway, all right, so yeah, and that's the thing. Steph says, I think that's why they hired Tibbs, and I think that's what they're holding on to him for. They're waiting for an opportunity to build that type of team. I think you're right. I think at this point we're past the whole building with the youth. I think the Knicks feel like they got enough young guys, and I think now they want to win and they want to put that product out for the fans that gives the results. And I mean, guys, look, we won 8 in a row. We lost 5. We won 4 in a row. We're right now in what, 6th place. This team is by no means perfect, but look at what we're doing. You know what I mean? And you guys all know that a lot of the teams in the East and the NBA in total are a lot more balanced, right? So these games are not easy to win. I don't care if this person's out or that person's out. These teams are beating people with these people out as well. Like they're beating other teams. So it's not like you go out there just because one guy's out, the Knicks automatically get the victory. No, you got to work for the victory. And these teams are not laying down. Certain things are weird that happen. I mean, look at what happened last night. The Charlotte Hornets blew the Bucks out. What? And we know Charlotte is dysfunctional over there. They got a lot of issues. Do they have some talent? Yes. But you know, hey, that's the NBA. So yeah, I mean, I think that's where they're going. I just need, I don't know, maybe I'm being impatient, but I don't think I am, because Tibbs is on his 3rd year here. He's on a 5-year contract. If not now, and I don't mean now, like if not next year, then when? That's the thing. So, let me change this real quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, cool. Got it. All right. Yep. And then look, another Steph is in the building. Not to be confused with Steph, the Queen from Dope Soul Sports Talk and the MBK fam. But this Steph is a dope dude. Appreciate you, Steph. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Steph said RJ Barrett in year 4 still not all-star. They got to trade him for Levine. Yes. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Let me say this so that you guys can really take a look at it. And I'm not saying that I am the authority on Zach LaVine. I don't know that much about. I mean, I'm a Knicks fan. I watch the Knicks primarily, and sometimes I try to watch other teams in the NBA because we do the NBA report on Thursdays on MBK at 8 p.m. Check us out. What I've seen of Zach LaVine is basically more of my interaction with him in fantasy, because you say what you will about fantasy sports, it does help you get to know about guys and what they're doing on a nightly basis, especially if you got them on your team. I mean, and so knowing Zach LaVine, I can tell you he has a lot of up and down play, guys. You think, I'm not saying he's as inconsistent as RJ Barrett, but Zach LaVine's play goes up and down. He can have a game where he scores, around 18 to 22 points. He can have a game where he scores 14, 12, 16, while DeRozan is scoring 30 something. You know what I mean? Like Zach LaVine kind of gets lost over there in Chicago. So I don't know if that's just because of the fact that they've got, DeRozan. And so he defers to DeRozan, but DeRozan is the one over there. He's the number one, and LaVine is like the number 2. So is it because of that, or is it because like the more time that Zach's in the league, like his hunger for the game is different, so he doesn't attack the way he used to? Like I don't know what it is, But as a Knicks fan, if I'm looking at Zach LaVine and I see this type of stuff that I notice, my concern is one, okay, the Knicks' biggest issue to me starts with defense. You had to clean up the defense, which they've done a good job at cleaning it up. So kudos to them. And then secondly, it's being consistent in making baskets down the stretch of games because the Knicks score. You guys can't look on the NBA report the other day. John and I were talking about the scoring in the NBA. The lowest scoring team on average is the Miami Heat, and they average 109 points per game. Okay. And the Knicks are not in that realm. They're somewhere in the middle of the pack to the higher part of that number. I think they're like around 115 or so, or 116. I don't know, somewhere around there, 113, 114. At one point they were at 121, but that was a long time ago. The Knicks can score though. They're not the greatest 3-point shooting team, even though lately they've been jacking them up and they've been a little bit more successful with them, due in part to Julius Randle and the fact that sometimes the Knicks actually look for Grimes. But my point is, knowing that, you want to bring in a different type of mindset. You want to bring in high IQ players, because you already got guys that can give you something. And you've got Julius, you've got RJ, and you've got Randall. But the only problem is you're concerned about, who is someone who can get you a basket when you really need it. So if you're looking at bringing in a star type player, one, you want to know that the guy can get you a basket when you need it. Two, you want to know that the guy can play defense, is not a liability, because we've got guys that, even Jalen Brunson, as great as he is on offense, on the defensive end, he's a little bit of a liability. He is, he can make up for it in the fact that he draws charges, the same thing that Kemba is known for. But defensively, height-wise, he's limited, and just, it is what it is. So you look at those two things, and and I just don't know if Zach LaVine fits that for me. But that's me, man. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. We got to see. We got to see how it goes. Boogie Down BX is in the building. Salute. Ooh, don't say that, Pudge. Pudge is trying to give me a heart attack, man. If I had a choice, I'd much rather see Zach than Tobias Harris. I don't want to see Tobias Harris here, man. Even though, say what you will about Tobias Harris, quietly, he's been pretty steady for Philadelphia. He gets his 15, 16 points per game or whatever it is, or 14. But, it's that contract, man. If he was making less money, I think Tobias would be a decent fit. I think he'd love playing in New York. He's from Long Island. I think the Knicks fans would eventually learn to love him. He does play. He plays hard. He plays good defense. And he can score. And he has moments where he can go to town. He used to light the Knicks up. It's just that money that he's got he's making a lot of money for what he does. And the Knicks already got contract issues. And you're going to pay $100 million to Brunson, $100 million to Randall, $100 million to RJ, then bring in, Tobias with that contract. Where are the Knicks going to go from there? This ain't MLB, where as long as you got the money, you can go get whoever you want. The Knicks have a cap, and so at that point, what do you do? Unless you guys feel like Julius is the star that you've been waiting for. Is that how you guys feel? Don't get me wrong. I love what Julius is doing. Props to him. Shout out to him. He should be someone. I don't know what I was watching. Someone said that maybe Julius should be considered, depending on how the Knicks played down the stretch, if he should be considered for, MVP voting. Not that he should win it, but he should be in the voting. I agree with that. Oh, I know what it was. I think it was on Knicks Film School with Jonathan Macri. Shout out to him and their show. Appreciate them. And Andrew Claudio and the gang. Yeah. I think if Julius continues to play the way he's playing, and if the Knicks continue to stay around this record, like throughout the whole season, 4 games over 500, whatever it may be, yeah, I think Julius should be in the MVP race. He shouldn't get it, but he should be in the vote at some point. And if he's in the MVP vote, does that mean Julius is a star? If Julius makes the All-Star game and is in that consideration, is he the star we've been looking for that we never respected or didn't know he was? I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's all interesting. Shout out to my guy Jay Boogie. He says top of the AM to the chat. Blessings, health, happiness. Love to you all. Let's go, Ron and John. We still Knicks fans. Big time win last night. 6th spot. We 5.5 games out of first place. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S. Let's go. That's a fact. That is a fact. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'm going to play, well, my plan was to play Run on my way out of here today if it works for me. Which is kind of crazy because I haven't tested it. Sorry. But hopefully it works out for me. So thank you, Jay Boogie. Appreciate you, brother. Sincere, the genius is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Good to see you as always. My guy, Trav B. Ryan, is in the building. Salute and shout out to Trav B. Ryan, guys. Listen, you don't know about Trav B. Trav B is someone who definitely does a lot of great, like he does like an NBA skits or even Knicks skits where he will rap about what's going on in a given time in a given place with you know, regards to any of the players or what's just happening with the team. Like, you know, check him out. Check Trav B. Ryan on Twitter. You can see a lot of what he's got going on out there. And, you know, shout out to you, Trav. That track you did for Eru, the Die Hard Knicks joint is fire, bro. Really good job. The visuals are good and how you guys put that together. Eru even showed his kids. That's dope. Yeah, it was really good. Appreciate you. And you know, I never reached out to you. I had an idea to have you do the intro for Know the Ledge, and I never reached out to you. Like 3 months ago, I was telling John about that, and I never did it. But now I'm happy that you did. What you did with Die Hard is dope. So I'd much rather see what you did with him for his show, because that joint is fire to me. So appreciate you. And shout out to Jay Boogie too, because as you guys mentioned, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, how Dope Soul and what Steph has done with the whole creation of the channel, the look, the aesthetics, the sound, Jay Boogie has a lot to do with that, because that intro, that sister joint is fire. So shout out to Jay Boogie for that. Yeah, man, very talented people in the community. What, Sherwin, what is wrong with you? Why do you keep doing this, man? Well, I don't know. Do you get off on saying this? I am not an Obi fan. I am a Nick fan. I like Obi Toppin, but I don't prefer Obi Toppin over anybody else. I already said it on the show multiple times. I said, look, I feel like maybe it's time for the Knicks to look at trading Obi, because Obi just has not shown me enough. Do I think Obi has talent? Yes. Do I think Obi has shown that he can maximize that talent? No. What do you want me to say? Obi's not a pit bull. He's not as aggressive as I like him to be. Even in what I say this to people all the time. You don't got to be something you're not. I don't expect Obi to be Marcus Morris. You know what I mean? I don't need him to be that. I don't need him to be Julius Randle. I need him to be the best Obi he can be. And to me, the best Obi he can be is someone who continues to try hard, be very, you know, all over the place. Like he's got to be, you know, use his speed and his motor to his advantage, like jump in the passing lanes. You know, somebody goes to dunk the ball or goes on a layup in a fast break. You guys remember seeing how LeBron used to chase people down? We already said Obi's one of the fastest players. He's, if not the fastest player on the Knicks, he's one of the fastest players. He could be the fastest player on the Knicks. And he's one of the faster players at his position in the league. I'd like to see Obi run down and block somebody's shot. You know what I mean? Hustle plays, effort plays. You may not be the best defender one-on-one. You may get cooked here and there, but if you make effort plays, people don't look at you in the same way, and you make up for things. Derrick Rose is not a great defender. Anybody who knows watching Derrick Rose, I don't care if you're talking about elite Derrick Rose, he wasn't a great defender. What Derrick Rose was good at was understanding that even though I'm not a great defender, I have good speed, really good speed, and I have great leaping ability. So when you thought you cooked Derrick Rose or got past him, he would come back and block your shot or alter your shot because he was quick off his feet. He had great leaping ability, and he was just smart when it comes to that stuff. Obi can do that too. Obi's one of the best dunkers in the league, right? That's what we say. He's won the dunk competition. He lost one that he should have won. He could have won two. You telling me that guy can't block shots or can't affect someone's shot? It's about his effort and positioning when he does so. So the other thing that I said about Obi is that if you're going to be a dunker in the league and that's what you're good at, you're a dunking and you're a dunker and you shoot the ball from three. Okay, well, you can improve on shooting and continue to get your reps and try to make more of these shots and not miss the open shots, right? The other thing is, if you're going to dunk, be aggressive about it. Let people know when you come into the lane, watch out, Obi's about to fly. Half the time we see Obi catch dunks on breakaways or on alley-oops. Where's his dunks that he crosses somebody over and gets to the rim? Or just even, it doesn't have to be a crossover. It just be a good play ran for Obi so he can get a nice cut. We need more of that stuff. And Obi's got to be aggressive and attack the basket. That's what he's going to have to do in the NBA to sustain being a better player and getting good, salary and being looked at as a high contributing piece. If not, he's just going to be a journeyman role player for the rest of his career. That's just being honest. So as I said before, Sherwin, I know you think that I only care about Obi Toppin. When it comes to, I don't. As I said before, RJ is my favorite player. Deuce McBride was my second favorite player, even though he didn't really do anything to earn that. I just liked the makeup of the kid. And I liked Obi after that. But if I had a choice between Obi and Randle, I'm taking Randle. I also said to you guys before that if the Knicks are not going to do anything, if they're not going to get anybody in free agency, if they're not going to make a trade for anybody, then what are we doing here? Why are we holding on to Randle when he's a piece that could get us something? That's what I said. If the Knicks want to make moves, then keep Randle and let's see what we can do. But you got to make a decision. That's all I said. We surveyed 100 people is in the building. The Svi Hive is here. Let's go. I don't know why Svi's not getting a little burn, man. There's no reason. The Knicks bench has struggled to score consistently offensively. Why not give Svi a little love? I don't know. Ron Sarmiento is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you, man. The new Knicks is in the building. City and squad. What's good? There you go. Steph says there's a difference between having an all-star season and being a star, and I love what Randle is doing. Yeah, it's true. Andrew K is in the building. Knicks only 3 behind Cleveland. Yeah. That's some wild stuff, man. The NBA is crazy. That's why these streaks are interesting. Comega is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Victor Rivera is here. Salute. He said Julius is playing well, but tired of seeing hero ball and no ball movement. Randle and Brunson look like Randle and Payton a couple of years ago. Love them both. Got to pass to others. Yeah. I mean, we are a victim, and the Knicks are a victim of that type of play right now. And it's unfortunate because, RJ is a little bit of that too. So imagine when RJ is going out there and doing his thing. Now, in the past, RJ was a little bit more willing passer. Now he's been a little bit more selfish. And it could be because of the fact that You know what Julius is doing. You see what Brunson is doing. So he's on the, like, I got to go get mine while I can get mine. That's not a great look. It's something that you can win games with in the regular season, but when you get into the playoffs, if you don't have ball movement and believing in the rest of your teammates, then you are going to struggle to find success and you're going to get locked down eventually. We've seen it already. You guys look at the Phoenix Suns, right? Look at how the Phoenix Suns have struggled this year when Devin Booker is out of the game. And you guys might say, well, that shows that Devin Booker is the whole team because they don't do anything when he's not there. Yeah, that's what it looks like now. But last year, Devin Booker missed games. Remember, the Phoenix Suns won, I don't know, high 60s, almost 70 games. They were winning with all types of people out. Chris Paul was out, Ayton was out, Booker was out. They still was winning games because they were playing good team basketball. Everybody was in the mix. They were in the flow. They believed in each other. They didn't have a lot of fighting amongst each other. You know, last year going into the playoffs, they got exposed because the defenses decided to try to take Chris Paul out of the game, lock him down, and then focus on Booker, right? And they felt like if we do that, if we take Booker out and then we don't allow Chris Paul to really move the ball around and get to his, you know, get people open, that we could beat them. And you saw what happened. And then we also saw Chris Paul look like as soon as he turned whatever hit 34, 35 in the playoffs. As soon as that day hit, dude never looked the same. It's like he got old all of a sudden. Yeah. So and since then, you guys know what happened between Monty Williams and Ayton. And you notice the team has never been the same. Not only did the Ayton Monty Williams thing happen, then the whole thing happened with the owner, which obviously that's a black eye for the team. But I don't even look at that as the biggest thing. It's the issues with the team that's happening that's really affecting their play. It's the issues that have come up with Crowder that affects the team play. They had chemistry, and now you got fighting amongst coaching staff and players on the team. That affects your chemistry. I don't care what nobody says. So, yeah, they're just not the same anymore. But yeah, I definitely agree. There has to be better ball movement if the Knicks want to try to win games consistently. And if you want to make the playoffs and get out of a playoff series, you got to depend on more than just the guys in the starting lineup, because the bench has to go in the game. If the bench does nothing, you will lose games. I don't care if Julius finishes the game with 25 points, Brunson finishes the game with 25 points, and RJ finishes with 25 points, right? Because in the end, that's 75 points. And to me, not a lot of people win games with 75 points. Other guys have to score. You got to get them involved. May 4th is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. As always. And Happy New Year to everybody who's here that I haven't had a chance to say Happy New Year to in the past. Happy New Year to everybody. And the end is in the building. Salute. I hope you're doing well, my brother. Get well. I know you are under the weather. So shout out to and blessings to you and your family. Hope you guys are all on the mend. Almighty Finesse is in the building. Salute. What's good? Appreciate you. Thank you guys all for being here as usual. All right. So let's get this going. Take a look at the box score. Once again, guys, the Knicks beat the Toronto Raptors 112-108, which, oddly enough, man, these streaks, it's crazy because you don't think about it because just, it's not in your mind at the time. The Knicks beat Toronto for the first time in Toronto in 8 years. That is crazy. 8 years. Wow. Man. I mean, what can you say? That's how good of a team that Toronto has been with regards to playing the New York Knicks. And it also gives you an idea of because I'm sure in some of these games, the Knicks have had a chance to win at some point and probably couldn't close it out. in down the stretch. And we know that the Knicks have a problem closing out games. Even last night was like now, granted, last night was a little bit more warranted. The Toronto is a very good defensive team, and they fight. So them struggling to close this one out, I understood it. But the Knicks historically struggle against everybody sometimes, for the most part, closing out games. Once again, guys, shout out to Jalen Brunson. We had a talk about Jalen for a little bit, and I know there was some people in the chat going back and forth. Jalen's not clutch. He's not a closer like that. Never said that he's the typical closer, but for the Knicks, he's the best closer we got. I mean, just like for Randle, he may not be, the NBA's true number one. For the Knicks, he's the best number one we got. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to work with what you got. And you guys see that game was starting to get away last night because Toronto was coming with everything in their arsenal on the defensive side. They were making it tough. They were closing. They were hitting big shots. Siakam was big. Trent Jr. was big. Van Fleet had a couple shots. I don't think Anobi did that much in the fourth, but maybe he hit a shot or two. I'm not sure. But the point is that you saw the Knicks were up 2, and Jalen hit that layup, guarded by 3 guys, by the way, because I saw the video of it again on second look, and he went into the lane. He had 3 guys around him. Now, could he have passed the ball out? Because when he had 3 guys around him, he had a bunch of everybody was a 3-point shooter at that time, for the most part, for the Knicks. You had Quickly, you had Grimes, Deuce was in there, who had hit 3 threes in the game, I think. Randle had hit 6 threes in the game at that point. And so he had good options to throw the ball to. But in typical Jalen fashion, he did a little up under fake move and still got it up and got it in for the and one. Because, listen, as much as we want to be a part of this whole 3-point league, the bottom line is the better shot is taking a 2 because it's easier to hit. Was it the best idea to shoot it over 3 guys? Maybe not. Maybe not. But he got it up and he got the and one. So kudos to him. So that's why I give him props as being the best closer on our Knicks, because he's willing to find a way to get the ball into the hoop, and he's willing to take that shot. And if it doesn't go in, he takes the blame. He takes the burden. Just like when he missed those free throws in the, a couple games prior, whenever it was in the losing streak, he takes the blame. He knows he should have knocked him down. He wanted the ball and he didn't do what he needed to do with it. So that's why Brunson gets the nod from me, and I appreciate having him here. So first off, Quentin Grimes. Well, let's look at the minute distribution, because that's the first thing I want to look at. So 35, 39, 34, 37, 38. This is not great, but it's much better than seeing 45, 41, 40. Like, this is better. It's better. Quentin Grimes had 16 points on 6 of 13 shooting, 46% from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, 40%. This is a good number. 8 to 10 threes. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but 8 to 10 threes or 8 to 10 shots, however you want to put it, for Grimes, I'm good with that. That's what they need to do. They need to get Grimes involved somehow. Grimes is really good at getting to the hoop and doing different things. One thing that I will say that I've noticed about Grimes is he gets a little dependent on his right hand. He's gone up a couple times getting into the lane where he's done these right-handed layups when really he should have switched to his left and gave himself a better chance of getting the hoop to drop. But because you start to get a little predictable, right? Now that you've been playing a little bit more, guys are starting to put you on the scouting report and saying, okay, well, if he does drive, what does he like to do? And, using that right hand a lot, you're trying to go up and under on the left side with your right instead of using your left. People see it. They know. He finished with 2 assists. One of the things that I will say that Grimes as a player needs to get better at is the ancillary numbers. figuring out how to be a bigger contributor with regards to rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Now, granted, I understand that you have to be in the proper position. If you're out there on the perimeter, it's going to be hard to rebound. I get it. The assist, he does a good job at this. Sometimes he has better nights than others, depending. Steals, you like him to be as active as he can, but steals come when they come. I get it. Blocks, maybe it's because he's always guarding taller players than him for the most part. It makes it difficult. So I understand that. But you still want to see the effort to try to get it done. But I guess the rebounds is where I'd like Grimes to start focusing on, because any little bit helps. All right. Julius Randle played 39 minutes, 32 points on 10 of 22 shooting, 45% from the field, 6 of 11 from 3, 54%, 6 of 9 from the free throw line, 66%. He had 11 rebounds and 3 assists. Another really good game from Julius Randle. The first quarter was bananas watching Julius. I don't know. Like, I couldn't believe he was knocking down the shots he was knocking down. Like, he was in fuego, as they like to say. He was so hot. It was nuts. Like, when's the last time you seen Julius? I mean, I've seen Julius go, crazy from 3. He's had good games like that, but the way he was coming out, and the dudes would it looked kind of bad because at some point he was jacking like with the guy on him, and like it didn't matter. And I don't necessarily love that type of play. I feel like you should go in the rhythm of the game. Don't just give me the ball, and even if the guy's all over me, I'm still gonna shoot it. I don't like that. He hit it, but it's not you know what I mean? It's not the way you want to do things, because then later you start to see they start to hack him and foul him, and then his shot started to look awkward. He forced one shot. Well, technically he was forcing a lot of those, but they were going in. I don't know. You like to watch a guy get hot, though. It's nice when it goes in. Shout out to Boulevard 73. Appreciate you. Thank you. Smash that like button, guys. We got 74 people in here. I don't know what the likes are at right now. 44. Let's see if we can get that number up. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. And also, the StreamYard is in the chat. If you guys want to jump in, by all means, guys who may not have jumped in on this channel before, by all means, I see you on other channels, and I know you can talk. I know. Just because you hear doesn't mean you look. The floor is yours. You're welcome, man, at any time. I appreciate y'all. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna hold it down, but if you want to talk, yeah, don't feel afraid, man. Definitely welcome to have you. Parish Tugger said, how about winning in spite of the refs again? Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with that. I do not know. I really don't know. But the point is, we do it in spite of them, right? And we don't let the refs get into our mindsets and change what we're trying to do out there. Julius has been, once again, guys, this is another reason why I want to give Julius props. A lot of times with Julius Randle, it's mental, okay? It's about what he's got going on and how it affects his game, how it affects his hustle, how it affects his thought process as to what's going on out there. And we do see Julius get frustrated at times, but he contains it. Like, he does a much better job of last night. You guys saw down the stretch when Toronto was coming back and the wall started to close in. There was a point where Julius was inbounding the ball and no one was coming or at least no one was getting open, and he couldn't pass it. And then he got frustrated, and you could see it all over his face. And Brunson looked at him, and I was like, come on, calm down, Julius. But Julius was okay. He calmed down. He held it in, and it is what it is. He gets frustrated. He's a big guy who wears his emotions on his sleeves. It is what it is, man. As long as he controls himself and contains that, he's okay with me. I don't care. You can have emotion. Just keep it in check. Craig is in the building. Salute, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here as always. My guy Wiz, Ashley Inc. is in the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Julian Blum is here. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. My guy Lions of Judah is in the building. Let's see. What does he say here? What's good, line? Judah, Ron here is for you guys. Why do most of the other teams who don't have an all-star player, but the first thing Nick Nation always say we need one or we need to trade? My question is, where is the loyalty? I don't know. I don't know. I think historically the Knicks is so used to not having the it guy, you know what I mean? The guy who gets all the highlights, who you see being talked about on all the sports shows, that we just get conditioned to always wanting something better, you know. I don't know what it is. Don't get me wrong. As I said before, I try to look at everything as neutral as possible. What Tibbs has done right now with the team, and how he's got them paying attention and giving the effort on the defensive end, it's great. How IQ has been playing in his role in the starting role, fantastic. Grimes has been playing fantastic, and what Brunson has been doing, beautiful. And then last but not least, what Julius has been doing is great. But all I can say is I appreciate this. I want it to keep going, but I want us to build off of this stuff the right way, the smart way. You already seen what the Knicks can do and what they can't do. So how do we address that? How do we address those weaknesses? What is this Knick team missing? This, and this. Okay. So what should be the front office's role? Decide when we're going to address this stuff. If it means addressing at the trade deadline, fine. If it doesn't, if it means addressing it in the off season, okay. But what's the plan to address it? Have a plan for it, and then let's move forward. That's it. And then with regards to, let me say this real quick. I know other people have touched on it. The All-Star stuff, I think All-Star voting is ridiculous, to be honest. I've always thought it was ridiculous. I know the fans enjoy it. I've never enjoyed it. I vote here and there, but I really don't care too much. I don't even watch the game anymore, to be honest. I watch the other festivities, dunk competition, the 3-point, the skills competition. I watch that stuff. I don't watch the All-Star game. The All-Star game is one of the I hate watching all All-Star games. The only All-Star game when I have time that I will watch is baseball, because with baseball, it's just how they play, that it still looks like the product. It's still a baseball game. It's not like the guy can go up there and do one-handed swinging with the bat. You know what I mean? They can't do anything crazy. You got to play baseball the same way. In football, it's weird. The Pro Bowl is just weird. I don't know. But in basketball, it might be the worst of them all. Just throwing the ball up, guys catching alley-oops, three-quarter court passes, guys shooting from half court, dudes not playing. No, I can't watch that. Those don't play until the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, they turn it on and play real defense. No. So I don't like watching it. But I definitely do think that Knicks fans and the NBA needs to give props to our players. So I'm kind of surprised. The Randle hate, I get it. The thumbs down, I don't care what people say. The thumbs down rubbed people the wrong way. And it takes, we're New Yorkers. New York Philly fans are a certain way, man. It takes a lot to win them over. As far as if you've done something wrong in the beginning, like we're quick to, you get us. As soon as you come to the team, oh, we love you. Oh, and if you start playing well, oh, you're the best thing. And we go, right behind you and root you on. But when you do something bad, Knicks fans, Philly fans, they don't let you forget it. And thankfully, Julius has turned it around this year. He's been a model citizen for the most part. He's been a good teammate in the public. I like to say that, guys, because everybody says on the Knicks that Julius has been a good teammate in private. So I'm saying in public, what we get to see, it looks like he's been a good teammate in public for us. And he's been playing good basketball. So I got no problems with Julius Randle. And when I say we should trade him, I'm talking about if we're not going to do anything else, he's our best piece. He's the one who can get us somebody else. If we're not going to do nothing else, or we can't, he's the only guy we can trade that I think will get us something good coming back. That's the only reason why I would say that. Other than that, I'd want to keep him, and I would want to build with him. But yeah, the thumbs down thing rubbed Knicks fans the wrong way. And I think outside of the Knicks fans, that's the other thing. The NBA fans who don't like the Knicks to begin with, and then this guy did a thumbs down to fans of his own team. How you think outside fans look at that? They're like, "Oh, this guy's a bum. He does a thumbs down to his own fans." I don't, they didn't like him to begin with, and when he does that, they like him even less. So Julius not getting the votes, I kind of understand it. It's fresh. It's 1 year removed, but Brunson needs to get votes. I know people love Derrick Rose, but come on. Derrick Rose is 34 years old. He has done nothing this year to warrant getting those votes. I know how the NBA works with these fans voting people. Like, uh, it is what it is. Whatever. All right. Let me just see. I just want to show a little love if I don't want to. Travel Vibes is in the building. Salute to you, Travel Vibes. Thank you for being here. Yeah, they'd rather vote in somebody who has been injured all season. Oh man, David L says, as long as we don't trade Rose, we got an all-star this year. That's crazy. I mean, he won't make it because the starters are basically going to be picked by the highest votes, right? The only thing is, there's still a shot, guys. Now, I don't know if he has to have a certain number of votes to even be considered. I think there's still a shot that Julius or Brunson could be voted in by the coaches, right? For the bench, for the reserves. And if there's anybody who gets voted in as a starter or what have you and can't make it because of injury, they could get voted in as an alternate. So there's still a shot, I think. I think. I don't know. The voting with the NBA and All-Star game has changed over the years, so I don't know if they still do it the same way. I'm not sure. All right. So let me get back into the box score. Mitchell Robinson played 34 minutes. He had 10 points, 4 of 8 shooting, 50%. He went to the line 4 times. He was 50% from the line, which is good for Mitch because Mitch shoots in the 40s from the free throw line historically. So I guess it's good if he gives you 50. And then, I mean, Mitch was a demon on the boards, 18 rebounds, 2 blocks. That's a very nice game from your starting center who you're paying $15 million per. I can take that. I like that. Now, of course, it doesn't happen all the time, and Mitch does capitalize when there's moments that he plays opposing teams that don't have, enforcing centers in that position. So good for Mitch. He needs one of these type of games. He needs these type of games every so often to kind of, get him back into the swing of things, keep his aggression going. So I hope he can do more of them. It doesn't have to have 18 rebounds, but double is something that Mitch should be heading to. He should be good enough to get double doubles. He's such a great offensive rebounder. Mitch can get you anywhere between 4 and 6 offensive rebounds a night. So all we're asking is between 4 and 6 defensive rebounds, depending. Emmanuel Quickly played 37 minutes, 4 of 8 from the field, 50%, 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. Didn't really knock anything down there. 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 83%. He had 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 13 points. Not a bad game, not a great game from IQ, but not a bad game either. And then once again, guys, this is what I point to when I say that, doing the other categories, the ancillary stuff, getting 5 rebounds and 4 assists. I mean, Quickly is 6'4" or 6'3", 6'4", and grabbing 5 rebounds. That's what I'm talking about. 4 assists. That helps. It helps the team. It helps in the scheme of whatever we got going on. Jalen Brunson, 38 minutes, 9 of 19 from the field, 47%, 3 of 6 from the three-point line, 50%, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 71%. He had 5 rebounds. The 6'1" guy had 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 5 turnovers. The 5 turnovers is something that you don't want to see too much from Brunson. That's like kind of bad from him because you know he's so good at protecting the ball. 5 is a lot for him. Like if he had 2 or 3, you could say, "Oh, it is what it is." But when he has 5, you're like, "Yeah, you want Brunson to check himself and calm down a little bit because he's so good at handling the ball that that's way too much for him." So finished with those 26 points. So a very nice game from him overall, outside of those 5 turnovers. Miles McBride had 21 minutes, and his offensive game came to play a little bit. He was 3 of 6 from the field, 50%, 3 of 5 from 3, 60%. So he had 1 rebound, 1 block, 9 points. So now, once again, the good thing is that he knocked down 3 threes. We love to see that. I have an issue, and I'm going to continue to have an issue, and I'm going to continue to bark on the coaching staff. It's not just Tibbs, it's the whole coaching staff. He's got guys behind him. He's got Dice, he's got Johnny Bryant, all these guys there. I don't think they use Deuce the right way. We know Deuce is limited. He doesn't break people down off the dribble. His first step is a little slow. I get it. Okay. Deuce can shoot the 3. He was actually a pretty good 3-point shooter in college. He's not the greatest, but he was a pretty good, decent 3-point shooter. I've watched Deuce many times in practice, in warm-ups, in the G League. To me, Deuce's mid-range shot is a solid mid-range shot. I don't know why the Knicks are not getting Deuce in the position where he can shoot 18 to 20 footers, break a guy down in any way he can to get to his spot. Somebody comes, set a pick for Deuce. Instead of Deuce trying to pick and pop from 3, do a pick and pop and move in to the 18-foot mark, the 20-foot mark, and knock down that long 2 or a short 2, whatever it is. Deuce can hit those shots. And I hate the way that basketball is played these days because everybody has to do the same thing. Whether, and that's why I appreciate guys like DeRozan so much, because DeRozan don't care what your NBA is. I'll shoot threes if I'm open in the corner and I'm there, but my game is the 2 game. So watch out. You better guard that 2 spot because once I get in there, that's mine. I appreciate DeRozan for that. And that's what I wish some of these Knicks players would do. Guys like Deuce, guys like RJ should be living in that 18 to 20 foot area. You can still knock down threes if you're open, but if you're not known for knocking these down and with high efficiency rating, step in a couple feet. I mean, what are we asking here? I'll take a made 2 over a missed 3 any day. It's simple to me. I don't get it. Isaiah Hartenstein played Hartenstein. How's that? Isaiah Hartenstein played 16 minutes, 1 of 3 from the field, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover. He had 2 points. I get it, guys. Sometimes Hartenstein doesn't show up. But when he does stuff like this in 60 minutes, if he gives us 7 rebounds, 1 block, and 1 steal, I think he's done his job. I know his defense sometimes, doesn't look great. He gets cooked sometimes. He does, and he shouldn't get cooked. It's about timing. Thing with Hartenstein is, notice he had 2 personal fouls. I keep going back to this because we don't know this stuff, guys. We're not in the locker room. We don't know what's being told to Isaiah. Look at that, talking to him like I know him. We don't know what's being told to him. One of the things we knew about Hartenstein coming from the Clippers is that he gets in foul trouble a lot. Okay. To me, he's made a concerted effort to stay in these basketball games. And when you do that, you lay off on things because when you're aggressive, this is how you catch these fouls. But the aggression also can help you play good defense. He might get a couple more blocks or a block or two here, or he might affect somebody's shot more when he's being aggressive. He might not get called for the fouls. The other thing is maybe the Knicks and the coaching staff have talked to Hartenstein and said, look, the refs are calling things very tightly, especially when it comes to our team. We're getting a lot of bad calls. Try to be better at picking your spots. We don't know, because I'll tell you, for a guy who gets fouled out a lot or is always in foul trouble, he has been doing a lot of that with the Knicks. So, and I look at him and I see him getting cooked, and I see him not being as aggressive sometimes, not doing certain things where he should block somebody's shot or alter something. I'm looking like something's not, something seems a little different. I'm just saying, you guys look at the games and tell me what you think. That's my feeling. Let me see. Yeah. Thank you for that too. Appreciate that. Give Tom some credit, guys. He hit the 100-win mark with the Knicks last night. That is an achievement for him. Let me see. Let's see what we got going on here, just for reference purposes. That's not bad. Tom Thibodeau is record with the Knicks is 194, 100 victories and 94 losses. That's a positive over 500 rating there for a Knicks coach. And historically, he is 452 wins and 340 losses. So, Tom Thibodeau has been a winning coach in the NBA. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Thank you for pointing that out, Mets and Knicks fans. Let's go. Appreciate you, man. Salute to you. Okay, so wait, hold on. Let me read this one first. Craig said, what has Brunson done other than showing us he's a dog? Yet we can't vote the brother in when Brooklyn got Claxton in. Well, this is why no one comes to the Knicks fans. Knicks fans have no loyalty, period. Well, guys, also, I don't want you guys to be confused, okay? Because just because you see these guys where they're at in the voting, I think Claxton was 9th as a center. That doesn't mean Claxton will be an all-star. Because remember, I think, 15 players per team. That doesn't mean Claxton's in, because you can have more than one. They might have 2-3 guards. They might have 2-3 small forwards and all this stuff. They don't have to vote Claxton in. It's just that's where he stands in the voting. So that doesn't mean Claxton is an all-star. Don't think that way, because that's not what it means. It just means that he's higher on the current voting than you would expect him to be. Let me see here and get my guy in here. Jay Boogie.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing on this beautiful Saturday?
What's going on, man? Chilling, brother.
Okay. Blessings to the chat. Again, Happy New Year again. Welcome to 23. If I haven't said it to the listeners that are listening right now, what a beautiful weekend. I hope everybody enjoying a week coming off, feeling good. Christmas a few weeks ago, everybody recovering, it's lifetime again, fun times to the side a little bit, but it's lifetime, man. What's happening with you, Ron? How you doing?
Hey, man, I can't complain, man. Holding it down, doing what we can do, man. We back. Hopefully the Knicks continue to go on this hot streak, and we keep it going, man. I'm just happy to see that the Knicks have battled some adversity, and somehow they were still able to pull it out. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, they try to stop us last night through customs, you know what I'm saying? But we ain't bring no luggage, no nothing. We hop straight off the flight with the jersey already on, shoes tied up, ready to go. Where the gym at? We going up in there, you know, handling our business, doing what we doing. And now we don't broke back even. We should be 2 games up on these guys, you know what I'm saying? But we broke back even. We got them coming back, MLK? I think we all gonna be there for that day, you know what I'm saying? But we could take that game right there and take the lead for us, you know what I'm saying? Tiebreaker situation. I think we see him. We got 2 more games with him, but I want to win 2 out of the next 2. You know what I'm saying? I want to win all tiebreakers with guys that, you know what I'm saying, that we could be tied with. That game might mean something later on. You never know. You know what I'm saying? That's why all these games matter. All these games count. You know what I'm saying? Win when you can win. Beat whoever you can beat. I don't care who they got on the floor, who ain't playing. A win is a win. I always share, this is not the NCAA tournament. You don't get into the, you know what I'm saying, into the playoffs in the NBA on the strip of wins. You know what I'm saying? You get into the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, the NBA on the strip of how many games you win, point blank, who's on the floor, no nothing. But big time win last night, man. I love what the squad did. Yo, shout out to Brunson. Way to close the 4th quarter out. But before I go that far down here and, you know, closing the 4th quarter, let's talk about who opened the 4th quarter. We got to get some big props to Emmanuel quickly. You know what I'm saying? He came back in the end of the 3rd, you know, got the foul, knocked down 2 free throws, and, you know what I'm saying, I think he scored like 7 points, you know, in the 4th quarter. He the one that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, drove that train in the 4th quarter, you know, could be in the conductor leading everybody. And, you know what I'm saying, and for Tom to say, yo, you know, he go take this small thing and do what you got to do and handle your business while our number 1 and our number 2 is on the bench watching inside of a close situation. You know, the end of the 3rd opening up the 4th was a tight game situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now you quickly treat that thing like the close encounter of the 3rd kind hallway and stretched it. When you thought they was getting close, he stretched them out. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Emmanuel quickly for doing what he doing. You know what I'm saying? Being paused, being able to get assists, being able to continue on getting rebound, being able to continue playing out of position. I'm going to say it again. Emmanuel quickly is not a point guard. He's playing out of position, but he's able to maintain and do what he can do, you know what I'm saying, so the team can go ahead and get victory. So shout out to him. Shout out to Deuce, you know what I'm saying, knocking down big-time shots, you know what I'm saying, big-time trades inside that 4th quarter, you know what I'm saying. And then when the guys came on, you know, and matter of fact, what they did was force Toronto players to come back even earlier off day breaks. Like, whoa, what they doing? The big guys in there, we got to get back. Coach Nurse put them back in. They start chopping back, so we come back and it came a sludge fight, you know what I'm saying? Another Ali, Joe Frazier, you know what I'm saying? But this time, Ali stood up and he won this one right here, you know, tonight, you know. So big time win for the squad, man. We sitting there right there in that 6th spot, but really, we only 5.5 out of the top spot, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to the squad last night.
Facts, man. It's really, I hope people, you know, understand it was a big victory. It is. I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you look at it like, you know, it's just another game. But no, beating Toronto is a tough team. You don't know. And the other thing is, you don't know what Toronto you're going to get. So the fact that they came to play like that, and they basically, the Knicks defense was pretty damn strong last night. I mean, there was points where they were all over Toronto, and guys couldn't get to their spots and get comfortable. Yeah. What's his name? Hold on. Let me I think it was Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. lit it up. And you had a nice game, but he's the piece that you don't worry about. Look, if I can shut down Siakam for the most part, if I can make it tougher for Fred VanVleet really got going later in the second half. And OG Anunoby finished with 13 points. Remember, Pascal Siakam had 18, right? But he lit us up for 50 last time. So the Knicks made a concerted effort to try to take this guy out of the game, and they did a great job doing that. And that, to me, is one of the biggest reasons why we had a chance to win the game, because they took them out of their comfort zone of what they like to do. And with Gary Trent Jr., you just catching Gary Trent at a really good time. I think someone was mentioning Gary Trent has had like 30 points, close to 30 points in the last 3 of his last 4 games. So he's been hot.
Yeah, he's been on fire.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely think his last 5 games. I think either they said last night was his 5th game or his 6th game straight with 20 points. or something like that. So yeah, he's been putting up buckets, man.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Did someone just jump in? I thought I heard somebody jump in, jump out. I hope I didn't miss you. If you did try to jump in, by all means, you're welcome to jump back in. I'll put the invite out there again. Boom. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I definitely think that's the case, man. And the one thing about the Knicks last night, you guys noticed, man, the Knicks' effort on defense was throughout the whole game. Like the bench came in and was trying their best to play defense. The starters stood with that defense. Like they didn't. Last night's game to me. Now, granted, I didn't watch it religiously, like straight from. I was doing something, but I was trying to watch as much as I could. I was cooking. I was doing, you know what I mean?
Right.
But from what I was seeing, the Knicks was playing defense all throughout. Like the effort was there. So for what I saw, I'm gonna give them kudos and props to them for doing the damn thing. Oh, and shout out. There was one guy I think I missed. I want to give him Evan Fournier played 12 minutes, 2 of 4. He didn't hit a 3, but he had 4 points, 3 rebounds. See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. This is what it seems like a little thing, but there's no excuse for it when you think about it. Now, granted, I know Evan's 6'7", okay, but still, in 12 minutes of play, Evan had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. And when I go back to Quentin Grimes, I need to see Grimes give me some rebounds. I need to see him get out there and try to do what he can to be scrappy and pick up the pieces. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. I appreciate what he's been doing for the team. He's been great. And can't say it enough. Now, just real quick to look at the game chart. Okay, so one good thing, one of the Knicks' keys to victory is always trying to be better than the next team on the boards. And as you can see, Knicks out-rebounded, Toronto 51-46. Toronto had 22 assists to our 19. They had 7 steals to our 3. We had 4 blocks to their 3. We had 11 turnovers to their 7. We shot 47% from the field, 42% for Toronto. We shot 43% from 3 and 34% for them from 3. And then we shot 69% from the free throw line and 80% for them. So the bottom line here is the Knicks won this game because of their defense, and they were hot from 3. Because if not, they probably would have lost this game. So yeah, it is what it is, man. You take it how it comes. Because look, points in the paint, 42-30 for Toronto. Usually the Knicks have this edge. So that's interesting. Second chance points, we had 17-13. That's big. And then fast break points, they had 19-3. Yeah, we definitely, if we wasn't hot from 3 and didn't play the type of defense we played, we would have lost this game. So
I wonder. I know D's world. He would know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't see it right on hand, but I'm thinking we should have won that loose ball battle last night. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we did or not, but man, it seemed like last night they was really in tune with this game. As far as all areas of the game. When you speak of Evan, it was a big time play for Evan to double down on Siakam from his backside and strip him for the rock. You know what I'm saying? And, it was some key plays that was being made last night that had nothing to do with getting a bucket. And that's what you like, you know what I'm saying? That's what you want. When you're giving 110%, you know what I'm saying, in other areas and phases of the game that doesn't consist of you scoring a bucket, then you know what I'm saying, then the team is doing some things, So yeah, man, I love the effort last night.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree with you 100%. Big Lou, I see you trying to get in, man.
Big L.
Yeah, man. If you can, by all means, love to have you. I know it may sometimes that's the thing when jumping on to StreamYard, the connection and however you coming in might not work off right away. But just try it again, see if it can work. If it not, it's all right, man. We'll figure it out. Sometimes, there was times in the past where I forgot who it was. It was a gentleman, an older gentleman. Not saying you're older, but I'm saying it was an older gentleman who was having a lot of connection issues. And so we had to walk him through it, and he was able to eventually get it. But sometimes it just happens that way. So don't worry about it, man. If you want, try again. If not, we'll get you in here. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes you could be in a bad spot, bad location. That's why when I'm at work, you don't see me jump on to people's shows, because for whatever reason where I sit, the connection ain't that great. So yeah, I hear you. All right, so let me take this down. Boom. Yeah, man. So you can't be upset with the product that we've been seeing from these Knicks right now. It's a very Jekyll and Hyde, up and down roller coaster type team. 8 wins, 5 losses, 4 wins. Like, what is going on, Jay Boogie? Well, I mean, it's not easy to go on streaks, so that is a positive thing. It's not easy to win 8 games in a row. It's not easy to win 4 games in a row, depending on who the competition is. And losing 5 games in a row, people think that's easy. You can always lose, but sometimes things it just don't bounce your way. But I like the fact that they are a team that fights, man. They fight. I like teams that go on streaks. That's a good thing. It's a good sign. But you like them to cut them losing streaks down, though.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna win. You're gonna win games. You're gonna lose games. But one thing about it, we on the bright side of the games that we lost. I look at it like this. You know what I'm saying? We 12-5 out of our last 17 games, point blank. You know what I'm saying? That's a hellified margin right there. Everybody like to do some games in 5s or do them in 10s. But we winding up on 20 games. So right now, you know what I'm saying? We're 12-5 out of 17 games with 3 more games. And you know what I'm saying? We got a game with Milwaukee coming on. We got a game with the Indiana Pacers. We can finish off this first half of the season, you know what I'm saying, doing some things away from what it looked like at the beginning, when everybody was looking at the beginning of that schedule, was like, oh man, this and that, blah, blah. Oh, it's tough and all, blah, 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 blah. No, man, they put on that uniform just like we put it on, you know what I'm saying? If you go out there, you know what I'm saying, with your heart facing, you know what I'm saying, your opponent, you can win these games, and we don't have a lot of talent, but we got a lot of heart and people that's playing with something that they got to prove. And every night they're finding another reason, you know what I'm saying, why I need to step my game up, you know what I'm saying? We looked at the all-star voting, you know what I'm saying, against Julius and Brunson. I think last night Julius was taking, you know what I'm saying, that personal last night. Okay, let me show y'all fans something again. I got somebody who's in front of me who I think I'm playing better than all year long. We got a better record than them all year long. I'm going to take it personal with this guy. And guess what? He don't even want to come over here and check me and look at me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm talking about Siakam. So, yeah, that's another statement last night that Julius made, to the fans. You know what I'm saying? I know I've done a lot of bonehead things, you know what I'm saying? But you need to put this uniform in. The uniform says New York Knicks. If you love the New York Knicks, you need to be voting for somebody in that New York Knicks jersey to get them in that game. Ron spoke about it. It's no reason for the Brooklyn Nets to have more votes with Clarkson in this game. Many times when we joked about their arena not even being sold out compared to us, we always sold out. It's nowhere in the world that their fan base supposed to have their players in before us. And I heard what you said about he's going to get picked in if he's make that ballot, because they're going to have LeBron and they're going to have KD picking those teams. And I do believe KD would go ahead and pick his own teammate. And
that's a good point.
I would do the same thing. But us as the fan base, we need to go ahead and vote and get our players in. They're putting up the numbers. They're better off than what we thought they was going to be, and they're handling their biz. We love the squad. We support the squad. We debate the squad, you know what I'm saying, when they win it. We debate them when they lose it. We do what we want to do, but we got to push that button, to vote. The same way we be talking about, push that like button, you know what I mean? And you see it right there. Push the like button. We're not asking for much. Well, go ahead and push that vote button and feel good about us having a player, you know what I'm saying, in that all-star game. Because what that do, that lifts up the franchise. And when the franchise lifts up, guess what you can say? Us as the media in the podcast, in the area of the chats, we the ones that lift them up. We the ones that fight for them when they're not doing what they're doing, when they down. We the ones that critique and debate. We the ones that they hear and they wonder, what are they talking about? They might not say it, but they don't listen to them big channels, you know what I'm saying, all that Stephen A and all that, because they know sooner or later they're going to throw them under the bus. But when we speak it, they know it's real facts. So we lifting them up, and, you know what I'm saying, doing what they got to do, you know what I'm saying, to get the way he got. So go ahead and push them buttons, man. Appreciate what they doing, man. There's no way in the world Brunson is not up there, you know what I mean? I appreciate Rose being there, but Rose don't deserve to be there. But that's Chicago doing it, and we got a better record in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But a few players playing better than Julius, and I'm gonna tell them, and that's Giannis, that's KD, and that's Jason Tatum, and that's MB, because they consist the center as being a forward. Out of that right there, inside the East, there's nobody else putting up better numbers than Julius Randle. Point blank. I think he's third or fourth in the NBA as far as leading score, opening up the first quarter. That's how you know when Julius is rocking.
He's second.
Okay, so that's even bigger. See, when Julius is jumping, starting us over there, you know what I'm saying? It's a plus to get what he get from, you know, in the fourth quarter closing the games, you know what I'm saying? But when you don't got Julius coming out in the first quarter and kickstarting us and getting us to where we need to be at in the first quarter, then something is wrong. But Julius is coming out there taking it personal to go ahead and jumpstart. Okay, I ain't got no problem with being the opener. That's how you know them guys is playing together. That's how you know Julius accepted Brunson. I'll be the opener. You could be the closer. You know what I'm saying? They're on the same page, you know what I'm saying? They got pages that we're not even paying attention to, you know what I'm saying? And wait till that other part of the L. May he rest in heaven. I call them big L. Some teams say big three. No, we got a big L. All three left-handed killers. So when RJ come back, and if he formed back into that, you know, what he was doing before he slid his finger, guess what? You know what I'm saying? We got some things going on. Yeah, because you see what I did to OG in the Garden. Yeah, I put it on him. You know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do. And we won again in Toronto, and I won't even dare. So I don't even want to hear none of that OG talk. I don't want to hear none of that Zach LaVine talk, because I'm not paying that dude that had 2 surgeries on 2 different knees, you know what I'm saying? No, 46 in his next to last, and then 49 million in his last. I'm not paying him $49 million at 31 years old. No, I can do a whole lot more with this money. So watch who you asking to come on this team, you know what I'm saying? Can they finish it? Can they carry me to where we need to be? You know what I'm saying? Are they worth that money? No, he's not worth that money, you know what I'm saying? And plus, I've been clobbering him all year long, so I don't need Zach LaVine. Give me some other small pieces until 25 and all our cap space open. Then we're free to do what we can do, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm good with what we got going on in the team. Just give me maybe 2, maybe 3 small critique moves, because sooner or later, all that up top going to fall in. And we're not far from the Cleveland Cavaliers, you know what I'm saying? I want y'all people to know and understand that even though we ain't got Donovan and they got Donovan, they running him down. So I don't know if they're going to be able to finish. But over here, we got something cooking, you know what I'm saying? We got something cooking. You heard like Ron say he watched some of the game, he was cooking. He wasn't cooking a meal. He was cooking up some new games to win for the Knicks, man. Stop playing this Saturday. Yeah, baby.
That's
say hey,
fact,
Ron.
Brother. Hey.
Say hi, Ron. Well, get out of here then. You come up. Okay, I thought you
look, she did it.
Yeah, say hi,
hey.
Ron. Say hi.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, say hi to the chat.
Hi to the chat.
Say happy 23.
Happy 33.
And go New York Knicks.
Go New York Knicks.
Tell them what game you're going to.
Any coin.
I'm taking her to see the Sixers game. Yeah, she's going to see the Sixers game. You know, so if y'all see me with a jersey from the Philadelphia Sixers, or if you see me with a jersey from the LA Clippers, because I'll be at both of those games back to back, them my homies, them my peoples. And I'm trying to go there and have bragging rights for my Knicks to win. So I'll be there for both of those games back to back on the 4th and the 5th, because John Wall is my homie. Y'all know that in the chat. And PJ Tucker's, that's my homie, you know what I'm saying? So what's better for me to go ahead and root and see my squad beat up on 2 of my homies, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so I'm taking my family. We going to see both them games.
That's dope. Yeah, man. Why not? Why not? You know what?
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun when I went to when I go to if I ever have a chance to go to a game at another city and see how things go down. And yeah, man, it's a good time, man. Definitely do that when you can. It's worth it. I feel at least.
And I can't wait to see y'all again, Martin Luther King Day, right back with these Raptors. I'm looking forward. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I ain't coming to see the game. I can stay at home and watch that. I'm coming to see all of y'all MBK. What you mean?
Oh, I can't. I would love
Ah,
to be there, man. I
oh,
can't make it, man. I can't make it.
oh, man.
I know it's bad. I know, but
It's
you know
not
what?
bad, man. You got to do what you got to do. You're going to still be there with us.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely will be there in spirit, man. I'm wishing you guys the best possible experience. I know it's gonna be dope. I know y'all gonna have a great time. I just ask. All I ask is that if anybody can, if they have it available, just take some pictures because I would love to see, the fun you guys are having and see the experience. Yeah, so enjoy it. Yeah, man. But yeah, it is what it is. It's okay. It's all right. We make it. We make it next time.
And
Next
shout
time
out to
around.
John, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate my brother. Oh, and my guy Jose as well. Hold him down.
Hold him
Yeah,
down.
man. Yeah.
Hey, yo,
So
let me say one more thing, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Hey, yo, my man Travis B, putting in that other music work. Yo, I'm putting it out there. Yo, dude, we can do something and shut down the wave, whether it's on yours or on mine. So whoever got a way to, you know what I'm saying, to reach out to him, you know what I'm saying, and we can link up together, you know what I'm saying? That's more New York love. That's what we doing. This ain't back in the days when the rappers used to go at one another all the time. This right here is New York City love. So if somebody can make that work, reach out to him, you know what I'm saying? Give him my information or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe if we link up together and do something, it might shut the wave down.
yeah, I'm all for that, man. This Nick community is very talented.
Yeah.
And when any of you brothers can get together and do something, I mean, you're doing fire separately. If you could do it together, even better, man. Yeah, so I'm with that, bro, and appreciate you, J Boogie, for always, being willing to open stuff up, and that's how you are, man. That's why. Listen, everybody loves J Boogie because he's that type of guy. He makes people feel good about themselves. You know what I mean? No doubt, and he's welcoming to everybody. So once again, appreciate you, bro.
No doubt.
Well, while I have you, I mean, I was gonna do this later. I might as well just do it now. You know what I mean? I might as well get my run joint up there because I haven't had a chance to play it yet. You know, I'm like the behind now. I'm watching everybody play. I'm like, I gotta get that track up. What am I doing?
Oh man, you played it just in time. You played it just in time for another run.
We on another run. That's facts.
That's right.
Sometimes that's how it works out, man. I can't be mad. It works out good. All right, so let me get this going so we can put this up real quick. Let's see here. Add this to the mix. Where's it at?
And while he doing that, watch out for that Trenches. That should be dropping somewhere around Monday or Tuesday. Trenches, yeah, that's that New York Giants anthem I'm getting ready to come out with. It's called Trenches. Because that's what we in right now. The trenches on both sides of the ball, the D line or the O line, and we looking pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't not going to win a Super Bowl or nothing like that. But what the Giants and what Joe Shum and Brian Dable and what they don't gave us a great big wide vision of what's to come. You know what I mean? So right now, I said at the beginning of the season, this is going to be the Eagles' year. You know what I'm saying? But after this year, watch out. Watch out. And you know what I'm saying? We way overachieving right now, but we got the type of personnel that's inside our building that ain't gonna let us fall down no more. They because they want to get all the way up. So shout out to the Morals. They got it right this time. You know what I'm saying? They got it right. They got it right with them guys. You know what I'm saying? And much blessings, help, and strength, you know what I'm saying, to the Hamlins, you know what I'm saying? Way to fight back, way to get back, way to stay with us, my brother. We needed you here right there. And great situation, you know what I'm saying, amongst all the players getting around that, you know what I'm saying, praying, giving that extra strength back into his life, breathing it back into him, you know what I'm saying? And the NFL, you know what I'm saying, they shut that game down, you know what I'm saying? That showed me that the NFL was more important for the people because that was a great big game with Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills had the best record in the AFC, and a win there would allow them to be AFC champions with home field advantage. But they shut that game down on what was more important was this guy's life. that was more important than anything. They shut that game down, and now the Kansas City Chiefs, if they win out, they'll have the best record, and Buffalo will be the second best team, and the Cincinnati Bengals will be the third best team. That's the way they did it. But more important, you know what I'm saying, much of the time we don't roll Roger Goodell. This time right here, he showed that it was more important for a person's life than it was for football. So shout out to the NFL and blessings, and you know what I'm saying, continue more strength to the, you know what I'm saying, to the Hamlin family. We appreciate your fight, staying here with us in life.
100%, man, 100%. I'll never forget when I was watching the MBK show. I think it was the Queen's Court, and Josh had put, you know, prayers up for Hamlin,
Right.
and I didn't know what he was talking about.
Right.
Because I wasn't watching the football game. And then when I saw everything, I was like, oh man, I mean, that is the worst thing I've ever seen. And just it wasn't even you know, not even the hit so much. It's just the aftermath and everything. That just horrible, bro. So I'm glad to hear that. I saw the reports and the updates that he's doing better. He's breathing on his own. He woke up, and so hopefully he continues to get better and get back to normal. Football is by far the last thing on anybody's mind. And with regards to him, he just needs to get back to being a healthy person, being able to live his life. Yeah, but that is a good thing for the NFL. Listen, nobody hates on, you know, I know the NFL gets a lot of hate, but the NFL gets hate because there's more that they could do with their platform, with what they do. But when they do something right, we got to acknowledge them and give them the kudos and the props too, because this is what we want you to do. We expect you to do it. And the fact that you're doing it is a good thing. So yeah, man, shout out to the NFL for getting something right. And shout out to the players, because the players on both ends, not just the Bills, of course, that's their player, their teammate, but Cincinnati's side too. They were all in for, like, you know, let's do what we got to do. This don't matter right now. So that was yeah, nice to see, you know, in this today's world, you know. So, and thank you for bringing that up, Jay Boogie. Appreciate you.
No doubt, man. I lost out a fantasy Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, game that night, but that didn't even matter, you know what I'm saying. I had no problem with going to pay the guy, you know what I'm saying. He won, you know what I'm saying, because what's the name for Buffalo was my quarterback. I can't even think of his name. Josh Allen was my quarterback, you know what I'm saying? But being that he didn't play, you know what I'm saying? But I had no problems with that situation that happened, because that was more important than anything. Any type of money, anything. Money cannot buy lives at all, period. I don't care how much you got, you know what I'm saying, how much you want to spend, how well you want to look. It cannot buy the health of life. It cannot do it. You know what I'm saying? It can help save you, it can get you medicals and everything, but that right there, that, you know what I'm saying, between you and God, it cannot pay for that at all.
That's a fact. 100%. And you know, I'm on the flip side of it, because I was playing somebody. I had Singletary in that game on Buffalo, and he had Jamar Chase, and I was winning by 6 points. So when that happened, I wound up winning the championship. But either way, I still felt like, you know, I felt bad. The whole situation is just uncomfortable to be in that whole mix. So it was just, you know, shout out to Delano Steele Jr., DSJ in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Good to see you as always. Bricks Nation is in the building. Salute to you. Thank you for being here. There was a couple other people I saw joined in. I'm sorry I didn't get back to the chat. I see y'all. Finesseful J is here. Appreciate you. Akuma is in the building. Akuma, what's good? Hey, my man, Worldwide L is in the building. Worldwide L, I see you, my brother. Listen, man, salute to y'all. Salute to you and Harwell. Guys, once again, you know how I give it up for the love of the game. If y'all haven't checked it out, check out their content. Check out their show on YouTube. Great content. They're growing. They're doing a lot. They got sponsorship. That's a good thing. That means you're doing something right. So check them out. Once again, that's number 4, OUR, love of the game. Check them out, guys. Appreciate them.
Yeah, shout out to Canteen Wireless, man. They opening up doors, and you know what I'm saying? The doors they opening up, the brothers is opening up doors from amongst the podcasters. So yeah, shout out to Canteen Wireless. And you saw, you know, in the video, we highlighted them in the Christmas thing. That was a reason why we was doing that. So shout out to Canteen Wireless opening up the doors and taking on, you know, podcast members and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, big time shout out for the love of the game with that too.
Yep. And shout out to Jay Giant. I see you. Good afternoon. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Black and White TV. Hey, what's going on? I don't think I've seen you here on the Know the Lead show. So if it's your first time, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy the content. Keep coming back. Appreciate you.
Are you hitting on the side of the TV to get that picture back still? Black and White TV, what's good?
Hey, my guy, CC's in the building. C. Cartagena in the building. What's good? Salute, brother. Salute. Appreciate y'all. Okay. So, hey, we're ready, man. Let's put this joint up real quick. This joint is called Run. If you haven't seen it, listen. It makes it's like Jay Boogie says, no better time than now to play it because we're on another one.
Another run, man.
Shout out to you, brother, for putting together another one. Let's get this going.
The hard D that's paying off. Run. Look how the squad they play together. Run. You see the total opponent scored. Run. You don't know this is a new team. That new squad. I'm in the Moss with a dream team. Real low. Even if I ain't told you. I ain't told you. I'm better known as the closer. Get 'em. How many games don't matter. Tell 'em we on the run. At the crib on the road, this is my M1. I'm CT with the flow, that mean the Knicks buzzing. A little bit more motion, backdoor cutting. They ain't feeling what we doing, so I'ma spaz on them. I'm like Mitch on the board, I clean the glass on them. I can look at the sheet and see the player hate. I told Ghost I'm different with the player rate. If you ain't playing with our style and what Tom chasing, I take the 9 off the bird, that's for the rotation. Everybody got something to say what Tom doing. All I care about wins and what the run doing. Even if the next game we take a L, this that smell the kids blowing the stairwell. I'm still trying to spin off from street wells, then backslide like Michael Sword and Rockwell. I'm on one, I'm bringing back the blue love. I told Nas my Nick disease and feed the buzz. In February I'm dropping with the new year. 3 capital S's, I'm going here from this year. I'm going here from this year. So long here to this year. Shout out to all the podcasts that have been working hard in the year 2022. The KnicksFanTv, the Blorange Tears. You gotta have for love of the game. NBK, Nothing But Knicks. Dope Soul. Can't forget the Legion. Gamble, that's his squad. The streets is buzzing. CT in Australia. Brazil, we out there too. We doing it all in the nick of time. We some diehard Knicks. You feel that sports vibe all day, every day. Ron told us we still Knicks. We ain't falling off. All the way to LA with CK2K. We everywhere. And even if we get a couple of scars, they only nicks and bruises in the morning. Fall up in D's world of boots. All the way to Chad Sports in Houston. Get it.
Yeah, man. That's another one. It's a feel-good joint, man. A feel-good joint. We on another run.
Yo, shout out to Ghost, man. You know what I'm saying? My people's just reaching out to him, you know what I'm saying? But, it was holiday time. People's enjoying what they doing and everything. I was honestly trying to get him on that joint. Well, I was honestly trying to get him to let me get on his joint with him on his joint. I was trying to do that, you know what I'm saying? But the timing was off because of the holidays and everything. But you know what I'm saying? I was okay with his people to go ahead and do what I needed to do with the thing right there. So, you know what I'm saying? I thought, that was a perfect thing to come up with Run, you know what I mean? Because that's what we was. It was on an 8-game run, and it was coming into the new year. And you know what I'm saying? Now we back on another run, man. The team can put together to win as much as they can, you know what I'm saying? Every night they showing us something different, man. So yeah, shout out to the team, man. Shout out to Ron. Shout out to all the podcasters that been supporting and rocking, you know what I'm saying? Spinning off Jay Boogie's, you know what I'm saying, music and everything. And shout out to the, you know what I'm saying, the chat and the fan base in the Knicks, you know what I'm saying, that's been supporting me, you know what I'm saying, downloading my music, going to stream it off, you know what I'm saying, all these other, you know what I'm saying, platforms. I appreciate it to the fullest, man. It ain't going to stop, man. I got some other things brewing, cooking up, you know what I'm saying. But like I told people, that was just something like, I said, to feed the buzz, you know what I'm saying? So ain't no telling what I'm going to come up with next, you know what I'm saying? And I still got, you know what I'm saying, the other part of the album. Every time I think I'm done, I got something else new coming, but I'm going to hold up to that to the trade deadline, because whatever we do during that point in time, you know what I'm saying, I want to make sure I include that, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's going to be important. I know it might be a couple of players on the team that might go away from here, but it's going to be some players that's going to come, you know what I'm saying? That's why I haven't really done a video for that All Eyes on Us. And that All Eyes on Us is a banger where you know what I'm saying, I rap the whole team, you know what I mean? But I do know, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, somebody on that squad is going to probably wind up going. So that's why I haven't shot the video for that, you know what I mean? But we got some things brewing, you know what I'm saying? I got some things coming, you know what I'm saying? I got a joint called I'm So New York that's going to be crazy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when I tell you it's going to be crazy, y'all going to be like, Boogie stepping up his game. And yeah, I'm only getting better and better and better with it, you know what I'm saying? As you get older and older and older, those are great times, you know what I'm saying? When you say OG, you know what I'm saying? I love when they say that. That means I'm making it through some years. I just went through another 22 along with the rest of y'all. But I like to tell my young guys, I go back, you know what I'm saying? I might be old. I might, what I'm saying to you might not, you know what I'm saying, register. I know y'all got your own way, your swag, how you want to do things. But my brother, I challenge you all you young teenagers, I challenge you all to get old like us, you know what I'm saying? Make it to these older numbers and older ages in life. Please, I challenge you to get to where I want. I want to see you if you're 14. I want to see you be 84. You know what I'm saying? Put that more years on there. Get through the life. Get through the streets. Get through the nonsense. Get through the bad. Get through what you think you can't get through. Get through where you think people don't care for you. You know what I'm saying? Get through it. You know what I'm saying? Get through the bad times and make them become great and better times. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we want amongst our generation. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what race you are. No, nothing. It doesn't matter to me. Get through it how you can get through it. You know what I'm saying? And prosper in your life. And 23 opportunities are open for you. Go reach and go ahead and pursue goals. If you don't know how to get them, don't feel bad about asking a question to somebody on what they can do, you know what I'm saying, as far as doing and helping you get to where you get to. Because the people that can tell you something and learn you something, those are the ones that went through something themselves, you know what I'm saying? So that's how you honor those that made it through something. But we're going to honor ourselves by going back and helping you get through what we've been through. So, you know what I'm saying, you know how to make it to where we are, you know what I'm saying, instead of pulling the brakes up on so many short lives we got, you know what I'm saying, for real talk. And my man Ron, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, sorry. I had my laptop was starting to die over here. I was like, uh-oh.
Don't it's not going nowhere.
Yeah, no, we good. Hey, Worldwide L in the building.
My brothers.
What's happening, bro?
I ain't got my fist is up. My paws is up. They up.
Okay.
What's happening, brother? How you doing?
Nah, I heard podcast and I said I got to jump on. When I hear podcasts, it just put me in that podcast mode.
There you go. What you think about how the Knicks played last night, brother?
Yeah, I thought we played good. I don't feed too much. I didn't feed too much into us losing a 16-point lead. Like, you got to remember the team that you playing against in Toronto, they got a lot. They got all kind of stuff going on. They're gonna keep on fighting. You know, I didn't take nothing away from us. You know, we won the game, so that's the end result. Now, if we would have lost, that'd have been something different.
Yes.
But due to the fact that we won, Toronto, they struggling, so they got to keep fighting. You know, they got to keep fighting. They got to. We ain't in that situation. Thank God. Knock on wood, y'all.
It's different when you get into that position when you got expectations. It's different when you have already shown that you're a good team and now you're expected to live up to that moniker. Like, okay, you're a good team. You got to get these wins. You got to get into the playoffs. How far can you go? You won a championship in recent years. Like, you know, where we going now? That's a different thing. I mean, granted, as Knicks fans, we'll take that championship. We'll take that burden, but you know, it's a different way to look at things.
I love the fact when you said that, you know, just enlighten a little bit more. You could just see it. You know what I'm saying? I say Julius is just as good as Siakam, if not better than him on some nights. You know what I'm saying? I do say that. I do say Brunson, you know what I'm saying, is just as good as Fleet, if not better than him than some nights, you know what I'm saying? I can't say that RJ is better than OG to me. I'm going to say it again. RJ is better than OG to me. What I'm saying with that situation is, remember when they went, they added one solid piece in the claw, Kawhi, and they went, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that this year, we're not far off as people really think we are. You know what I'm saying? We really one caliber player with a couple of more role bench players. And you know what I'm saying? And we can be there, man. Just one and a couple of, you know what I'm saying, bench players. And we got a chance to go and swing and be just as good in the East. Because can't nobody tell me Boston was going to do what they did last year until they did it. You know what I'm saying? Until they did it. Wow, we didn't see that coming. But right now, they even starting to struggle a little bit. You know what I mean? But you never know what can happen when you get that one key player that's feel like, yo, I'm going to take us over the hump. Y'all come on and go. And then them guys do like Julius did with Brunson, allow, and we all going to go.
Let me ask you a question. How long, Books, how long Van Fleet been in the league?
Like 6, 7 years, something like that.
And then he been a starter how many years?
That's a good question.
He been a starter.
He wasn't starting. He didn't start. He came off the bench for the championship team.
The championship team. So it's really what, 3 years? This is third year.
This is Brunson's first year as a starter.
Yeah, this is.
You said Brunson. I thought you said
no. He said Van Fleet, but he's just saying he's referencing in relation to Brunson.
Oh yeah. Brunson, this is his first year.
See, so Van Fleet, he has the experience. You see, he has experience as a starter. See, we also got to understand that this is Brunson's first year as a starter. Forget about what he done in the playoffs. His first year is him running his own team. You know, Dallas was ran how Luka ran it, because that was Luka's team, and he just pretty much had to come behind Luka, and you just kind of like would do what Quickly's doing right now when Brunson was out. You pretty much got to try to play the same way Luka's playing to keep the ship going, because that's how he plays. So this is his first time. So, you know, Van Fleet, he knows a little bit more little tricks. He got a little bit more little tricks up his sleeve, and then Brunson to get the same way, you know. And he has a ring. Van Fleet has a ring. So
and listen, Van Fleet is a really good defensive player. Keep that in mind that they're going head to head, and Brunson still had his 26 points. So I just want to bring this up again. Well, to your point, just to throw it out there, Van Fleet, this is his 7th year, and he's been a starter for 4 years. The first 3 years he was behind Lowry, coming off the bench and stuff. And so yeah, he got 4 years under his belt as a starter, like learning how to be that guy. But the point that I wanted to make is, what does that say about somebody like Brunson, that, you know, Van Fleet is one of the better defenders at his position, one of the best at his position in the league, and he still put up 26 points. He still got to his spots. He scored his points. Jalen Brunson, quiet as kept, might be one of the best scorers at his position for what he does in the league. That's what I think people don't. He make it look a certain way, but there's trickery. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. Brunson is really good at scoring the basketball. So got to give him props. Defensively,
what's his when he ranked amongst the starters, point guards? What's his numbers compared to the league? Where he ranks, like, what is he? 5th scoring average.
Scoring average. Okay, I'll tell you that. Give me 1 second, because I was looking at something earlier today that I wanted to bring up, but I was mad that I was on StatMuse, and StatMuse only had Jalen Brunson playing 37 games. I mean, StatMuse sometimes be a little behind in updating their stuff, so I'm like, come on, man, we played 40 games. You missing 3 games, bro. Like, I need to be accurate when I'm talking about stuff. But I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. But the other thing, because what I wanted to do, and that's why I didn't do it, is I wanted to do a segment about Jalen Brunson and how impactful he's been for the Knicks as far as closing games in the fourth quarter and things of that nature. But I needed the stats, and like I said, I was not happy that I couldn't find exactly what I wanted to see, because I know the stuff is out there. I just need a little bit more time to find it.
You gotta dig it up.
Yeah. But I'll get it. Don't worry. One of these shows is coming where I'm gonna big up Brunson and show you guys. Those who think that Brunson isn't that big of an impact player for the Knicks, I'm gonna show you how he is. Though it's coming.
He's very impact. That's why I had us. being at the 6th seed, I felt like if he could do the things he did in that playoff, because the playoffs is where that money is made. I don't care what nobody tell me. I'm always gonna say that the stars is the guys who earn them checks. They become players in the playoffs,
Right.
because you've seen a lot of players who have good regular season and they just fizzle out in all sports, even in boxing, where it's a mano. You see guys when the spotlight gets brighter, they fizzled out. You know, the person that sticks out, I don't mean to change the subject, but the person that sticks out to me where the spotlight got real bright was Zab Judah versus Mayweather. Zab Judah let that spotlight get too bright and he fizzled out, and he had that fight, and it's like the pressure got to him, and you see what happened with his uncle jumping, the pops jumping in the ring, and all that kind of nonsense like that. But back to the subject. So yeah,
no, you're right. That's a fact. Yeah,
they went Brooklyn at him.
yeah. Yo, remember he did the 52, bro? Yo, remember he did the 52?
that you know, Zab was wild.
But I'm just saying, like, so I felt like if Brunson could do the same things, he could give us the leadership at that position that we haven't had in a long time, then it would set us up. And Randle just had to do his part. I knew he wasn't going to have to worry about RJ, but Randle, we was worried about Randle, not his basketball play, but his mental. You know, we was worried about his mental coming into this season. Where would his mental be? Because we know he know how to play the game. We seen him play the game. We could say COVID season all we want to. That COVID season is no longer a fluke. So we can no longer attach the fluke to that COVID season because of he's doing it right now.
Right now.
He's doing it right now.
Right in front
So
of
it's
you.
no longer a fluke. So everyone convinced me with that. It's no longer a fluke with that COVID season because he's repeating the same thing now, if not better. And the team looking real good.
You could tell Brunch, hey, we got us a gym, man. You know what I'm saying? Just ask Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? That was another reason why Donovan really wanted to get here. He wanted to play with him. Why not play with the dude that put it handle the business on me and knock me out? And don't forget, he did that same thing to CP3. You know you somebody when teams just pay attention to how the defenses are looking to play that man. Last night you seen Barnes on him. You seen Siakam on him. They put whatever they can on this dude in fear of this dude. They know how much this dude has lifted the New York Knicks. But the problem is I gotta keep saying it. They know how much he lifted the Knicks, but we don't know and appreciate how much he's lifting us because you still got people in front of him on that all-star ballot. You know what I'm saying? He took it personal. I don't know if y'all read his lips like I read his lips last night when he got that and-1. He said, "Are you effing serious?" He was talking about Van Fleet, really, on that possession. You know what I'm saying? And 1. I'm here for a reason. Man, get me in this all-star voting. Not just to say I'm an all-star, because y'all as the fans deserve these guys to be in there representing you. They represent us all when they go. All the money we spend, all the rooting hard, the big debates, everything, all the clothes we buy and everything, it's because of these guys. You know what I mean? Number 11s, I got one. Even though I got Jay Boogie on the back, I told you that name on the back is iron on. That name on the front is sold on. I got Jay Boogie on the back, but I bought that jersey. You know what I'm saying? I buy them hats. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My hat collection ain't nowhere near like, you know what I'm saying, Ron from Still Knicks. Check his hat logo out every time he come on episodes. And then he don't even wear the same hats, even when he go on another podcast. So we invested in what we love, you know what I'm saying? But us as the people, we got to go and vote for these guys. Why you think I wrote the biggest? 13,000 for that track, for that production, for that master mix, you know, and that video. I did that for y'all, the biggest, the most loyal people. That's for y'all. That wasn't for the Knicks. That was for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I had to pay a little side budget in the NBA store for that video. That's for y'all. But we're not even voting for our killers.
It's a fact.
That's taking us there. Come on, Knicks fans. Stand up. Stand up.
You know what? Let's see. to answer, unfortunately, you know, some of these stat things, like I like flexibility to be able to do things and filter things the way I want. It don't allow you to do that. You can only click on one category, and then I basically got it. Thankfully, Brunson is not that far down, so I can kind of do it myself. But this is to your point, to your question, Worldwide L. Brunson is 7th in the league as a scoring point guard, you know, at that position. So the people that are ahead of him, Luka Doncic, right? Hold on. Where did I just had it? Okay, there we go. All right. Luka's ahead of him. Trae Young, Ja Morant. I'll tell you the numbers. So Luka's at 34 points per game. Trae Young is
Luka lead the league in scoring. He leads the league.
No, Luka leads the league in scoring because you know, he's on another level. So
see?
Get him. You know what I mean? He out of here. Trae Young is at 27.4 points per game. Ja Morant is at 27.2. Kyrie Irving is at 25.9. Mind you, all these people I've mentioned are superstars, some of the best in the league, right? De'Aaron Fox, not necessarily a superstar, but at his position, he's scoring 23.9. He is a star, though, and he's making $40 million per. Darius Garland, ooh, that's the one that hits. That's a tough one for Knicks fans. He's at 21.4. He's definitely making that star type money, and he's not a superstar, but I think he's getting close to being that star. Like, you know, you can count on him. And then you got Jalen Brunson at 20.9 points per game in the 7th spot at the point guard. So, I mean, Jalen's been big, man. Top 10.
Great work, Ron. Great work. But the key ingredient, fans, don't let that, you know, disillusion you. The creed. He said the league. The league. He didn't say the East. He said the league. So that got him as at fourth in the East. And really, in my eyes, Garland, you know, they got a better record than us, but we beat them head to head. But he's number 4 in the East, but he's not nowhere in the guard rotations in the East, nowhere. That's the
crazy.
key. Ron didn't say, let me give y'all the top 7 in the East. He said the league and superstar caliber names, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the person that he left is number 1. So he still was over there in Dallas. He wouldn't be number 1.
Right.
Just think about that. that. That's facts. That's facts. There's no way Luka is leading the league and scoring with Brunson over there. No way.
Shout out to my guy.
Unless they play alongside each other. And then you're gonna have, then you could tell by the way that Brunson played the game and Luka played the game, it won't work with them playing him averaging that much because they both kind of need the ball in their hand in order for them to work. It'll work periodically throughout the game, you know, but Luka won't be averaging what he's averaging. Yeah, he could still average like 20 something. And then Brunson could average about 20, what he's averaging right now. But Luka won't be leading the league in scoring.
Right. That's a fact. Because Brunson would definitely be taking some of that load, that burden. Shout out to Big Lou, man. I know, man. I could see you trying. I saw you coming in and out, but it just wasn't connecting. I appreciate you, brother. I would love to have you on if we can get it fixed anyway. Maybe not today, but if somehow maybe you could change your location or whatever. You know, with regards to this stuff. And let me just say what he said. He said, Ron J. Boogie and Worldwide. I'm sorry I could not get on. My 62-year-old self was having difficulty, but one day, either next week or so, I will be on to chat with you, brothers. It's great to listen to you and chat. And we thank you, Big Lou. Appreciate you, brother. Like, you know, the thing with regards to, you know, these podcasts and YouTube streaming and all this stuff, it really is not as simple as people may think. One, you got to have a good connection. If you're coming in off a phone or whatever, it is what it is. And for me as a host, and you guys can see, like, I'm paying extra money. I popped up another $80 on top of what I was paying to get my internet to what it is. And I still got issues with it because not only am I supposed to be streaming the content, but I got a host for the other people who are jumping in. So my connection's got to be strong. and still there's issues, man. And so it's a little tough, man. It's a little tricky.
Still, I got the top of the line one too, Ron. Even sometimes I got to go out and like shut my computer down, come back on, and I'm right next to the box.
I'm glad y'all guys buying issues, but we love it.
Yeah.
We love and appreciate y'all.
Line, internet one, so I'm like, yeah, you already pay extra, so you can have the good stream, and you still it's gonna be. Last week we had the tornado out here. I'm done. You can pay whatever you're going to pay. How you get it don't matter. Yeah. I got a tornado, so my service is gonna be in and out. Y'all already know what that is.
So, that's just how it is, man. So don't stress it, Big Lou. Listen, if you can get on again, we'll try another time. But if you can't, you show the love in the chat and put your stuff out there, and I'll try to read it when I can to get you guys. I can't get to everybody, but I try my best to get to a lot of your comments and get you up here so we can really dialogue and talk about what you guys got going on. Shout out to Long Island Sound. I see you. Appreciate you. Keith Turner's in the building. My guy was good. Salute to you. El Servi is in the building. What's good, bro? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here and rocking. My man D-Ras in the building. Salute. Good to see you. Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying, guys. The all-star voting, it is what it is. It's crazy. I think, and I'm not making a joke about it, RIP to whoever this was, but I remember at one point, I don't know if it was football, baseball, or basketball, but I heard it could be a lie. I heard there was a story that they were voting in somebody who wasn't even in the league no more. And I don't even know if that's true. That could be a lie. And maybe that was just a joke to say how bad it's been. But I heard something like that they were trying to vote somebody in who wasn't even in the league no more. I don't know. Whatever.
That Joker game was nice.
That dude sitting on his couch, on his coffee table, drinking coffee, and they're like, what? I'm on the All-Star voting? Yeah. Hey, man, I don't know. Listen, it is what it is. Smash that like button. Show your love. Let's get into this this preview for the Milwaukee game tomorrow, and we get up out of here, man. Listen, I don't know what's worse. Knowing the expectations of the fact that Toronto was such a thorn in the Knicks side. We haven't won in that building in 8 years, and we pulled that off. Or going into the game against Milwaukee after Milwaukee getting blown out by Charlotte. So, Milwaukee going to be coming with that fire, I think, because that's usually how I look at teams. When they get embarrassed or something weird happens to them, that's like not like a team you really want to play. It's almost like the same situation happened 2 years ago when we had the 4th seed, the most improved season for Julius. We blew Milwaukee out by like 30-something points. And the next game we played, and Giannis did not look good. Giannis was hot. And they came back the next game and they blew us out. And I thought that was kind of funny because Giannis was mad that we smoked them boys. And we smoked his brother too. And I hate his brother. Hate is a strong word. I do not like the Thanasis Antetokounmpo. I don't care what nobody says. He's a thorn. I do not like him.
He's a freeloader, man. That's all.
He don't do nothing, B. He
won't be in the league if it weren't for his brother, man. He's a freeloader, man. Bro, man, he coming, man. Raise my window back down. Stop going in my refrigerator eating my sandwiches, bro, man.
Dude, well, he talked too much, man. Too much. Anyway, all right. So let's look at a game chart for this preview for this next game against the Milwaukee Bucks and see what they got going on here. There we go. All right, there we go. So you guys can see, and I think this is crazy to me, and I do this every time. Just every time you guys see this, it doesn't even have to be on Still Knicks Fans. If you look at anybody's show, if they're doing a preview, look at these season averages per game and notice how a lot of these teams are they're just a couple points, away from each other. It's always so similar. But let's see. Milwaukee Bucks are an elite team in the NBA, and the New York Knicks, a mid-level team to most people. They average 112 points, 0.4. The Knicks average 114.2. Okay. They average 49.3 rebounds. We average 47.2. They average 24.4 assists. We average 23.1. Look at the steals. Both average 6.6. Blocks, they average 5.4. They've got, two of the best blockers in the NBA on their team, Brook Lopez being one of the best. And we have 4.3 blocks per game. They average more turnovers than us, 14.8. We average 12.7. Field goal percentage, they shoot 45.5. We shoot 45.7. 3-point percentage, they shoot 34.3. We shoot 34.1. Free throw, they shoot 74%. We shoot 77.3. Once again, mid-level team in the Knicks, elite team in Milwaukee. See how close we match up? This is why I say when the game happens, there's no reason why the Knicks don't have a chance to beat these guys, whoever they play. So anything can happen on any given night as long as you play the right basketball, play smart basketball, and you take good shots. And also defense. You got to play good defense. But yeah, man, that's it's interesting. Look at the points in the paint. Now, this is different. 45.6 for them, 52.5 for us. Now, this is kind of surprising to me because they're not a good three-point shooting team, and neither are we. So you would think their points in the paint might be higher, but we're getting it in the paint. Second chance points, 15 for them, 17.6 for us. Fast break points, 13.1 for them, 12.5. So really, when you look at this and all these numbers, the Knicks could win this game. It's not like that it's far-fetched. The only thing is when you got a guy like a Giannis Antetokounmpo, you have to have a game plan. You have to say either he's going to beat us or we're going to make everybody else beat us. I don't know what the answer is, so I'm not, welcoming that idea. I don't know what's the best answer. I would have to really look at how the Knicks play Milwaukee and see what I think works best. But that's the choice. Do we let Giannis beat us or do we let the rest of the team beat us? And I think that a lot of teams have a plan like that because, Giannis is so special. You want to either figure out what, do you let him go off? Because I think the best thing would probably be to try to take Giannis, double, triple, whatever you got to do, and try to let other guys beat him because they're not a great three-point shooting team themselves. So they struggle to score. Chris Middleton is always hurt. Even though he's come back, he's not always healthy. So I think it's better to try to double and triple team, whatever you got to do, and get the ball out of Giannis's hands. Because when he doesn't have good touches and he's cold in the fourth quarter, those shots ain't falling for him either. He's human just like everybody else. What's your thoughts on this matchup between Milwaukee and the Knicks, Jay Boogie?
I was live on the air with somebody the other day, and I said I got us knocking off Milwaukee. Every time we play Milwaukee at the house, it's pretty much a tug of war until the last closing 2 minutes of the game. I think we don't had enough games, in the past against Milwaukee where we should know how to beat them guys. And if we're winning, we should know how to close out that game. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about that's another elite team. The thing is, when you're in the basement, you got to beat up on the basement teams to get out of the basement. And then when you're in the middle of the pack, you got to take games away from teams that's in the middle of the pack, like the Charlotte Hornets, the Chicago Bulls, we climbing, we making our way up this ladder. And Toronto was another stepping stone, step on their neck, keep them down up under there, Now we got guys, and still a couple of guys, we tug of war with the Pacers. We got Cleveland in front of us, with Milwaukee, the Brooklyn, and the Boston, so on, Philly, so on and so on. But if you want to rise up to the top, these are the type teams that you have to start beating and letting them know we're not only arriving, we are here. To beat you. So I look for us to go ahead, rest up, feel good. Like we was on that Texas trip. We felt good coming home and being able to come home to a new year, see our family feel good. Coming off last night, coming out of another country, coming back home and know we got Milwaukee Bucks. So what? Tell the Milwaukee Bucks they got us. That's how they got to start looking at it. It's not about who we playing. Some of these teams need to start paying attention to who that they playing us. They prepping and they put together game plans and all types of stuff, to figure out what they're going to do with us. You see it every game against Brunson. You see the doubles and the backdoor doubles, against Julius, But now, as our younger guys around us continue on knocking down some shots and continue on getting more confident about themselves, we're going to be able to contend with some of these upper elite type guys, But yeah, I look for us to knock Milwaukee head off and get ready for the Pacers. And I'm glad we don't play the Pacers and then Milwaukee because we might overlook the Pacers just to get to Milwaukee. We see them first, Handle your business and do what you've been doing, and knock their heads off. Thank you.
Right.
My wife, my baby bought me 3 tickets. Where we go?
Aw.
She said we go to Chuck E. Cheese. Oh my gracious!
Hey,
Right.
I know
You
that's
paying for
right.
it too. Thank you.
Yeah, man, that's a fact. I hear you. I'm with you on that. Shout out to my guy Guillermo. Legion of Knicks podcast is in the building in the chat.
Yes.
Salute to you, my brother.
Yeah,
Hey, if you guys haven't, definitely check out Legion of Knicks podcast. His podcast is another popping podcast.
Yes.
You know, his breakdowns are great. Now, he doesn't always have time to do the breakdowns, and that's in fairness because he puts a lot of work into these breakdowns. When Guillermo does these videos, he got all the graphics coming in and out. He got transitions in between with the Legion of Knicks popping up. You know, he does a lot of stuff when he gets these things going. So, you know, he puts out a really good product out there. And then currently, you know, you definitely see him doing watch alongs for all the Knick games, chopping it up with you guys in the chat and the panel. So salute to Guillermo and the Legion of Knicks podcast, a very, very good Knick content creator in this community. Support to him as always, man. Appreciate you, my brother.
Yes, he does. He deserves his flowers. You know what I'm saying? I rocks with Gammo pretty much every game night with that guy, man. And Gammo is a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your services and everything you do, my brother, along with all the other great contents. You know what I'm saying? But Gammo, like every word that Ron said, that's what he is. You know what I'm saying? He brings it really, really real to the table. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that guy right there to the fullest, like everybody else, man. G-Mo, keep doing what you're doing, my brother. Just don't sing none of the Michael Jacksons no more. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, he's definitely my brother. He's a Jet fan, so any Jet fan is definitely my brother.
Oh, here we go.
Listen, and that's the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't hold that against. I don't hold that against Guillermo. The fact that he's a Jet fan doesn't make me like him any less. Like, that's, you know, everybody has their own cross to bear. You know.
I love him more.
Yeah.
Now,
it says a lot. It says a lot when you could be loyal to the Jets.
No, it
says
does.
a lot.
It does.
Forget about the Knicks. It says
and
a lot.
You know what?
You could be loyal to them Jets.
Shout out to Guillermo and shout out to you, Worldwide L. Them Jets. Listen, I thought coming into this year, I'm just putting that out there real quick. I thought the Jets looked really good. I thought their defense on the whole looked devastating. Like some games early in the season, people didn't want to see them Jets. So
they still don't want to see us. They still don't want to see us, Ron. It's not the team as itself is ready to go. It's the quarterback. It's the main position what the Knicks have always needed for so many years.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Go ahead and get Lamar. You got the money.
Yeah, go get Lamar.
Yeah, I think we might go. See, the thing is, they talking some bad, right? Still trying to soothe Zach Wilson's ego, right? But I might go get Derek Carr. He's available. You know what I mean? You just need somebody to try to go. See, football is not like basketball. You got to go get yours while your window is open because it'll close from year to year. You don't have that where you could just only certain teams could sustain that winning thing, that winning pedigree in the football. It's not like basketball. So when you got a chance to go get you a Super Bowl, you got to go get it. So I wouldn't mind going to get Derek Carr because the weapons is there, offense and defensively for the Jets. You just need somebody that's able to get them weapons, the ball. See, even Mike White could have did it, but he hurt. He got 5 broken ribs. You know, so it's like we need a quarterback. Flacco can't do it no more. Flacco can't do. He like the old punch, the boxer who sees the shot but can't throw it because his reaction time is too slow. That's
Worldwide L, you gonna mess around and make Gammo come up here on the panel.
Yeah, man. You guys, like I get it though. You going through it. It's not right. It's not right because it's the team started off so good, so hot. Same type of Cinderella story the Giants were on. And then obviously, you know, as a Giant fan, the injuries and stuff that we went through changed the whole dynamic of the team. And it is what it is. Like, first off, the Giants overachieved this year. The Jets overachieved as well, only because I think it's early. Like, they got the talent, but just everything clicked so fast. Like, you didn't expect them to come out the gate this well, this early. No. And the loss of Breece Hall, that's his last name, Hall?
Loss of a couple of guys, Vera Tucker, Breece Hall.
Yeah, I mean that's rough.
Beckham.
Breece was getting busy too.
A lot of guys on the Jets, and still to be able to be in the situation they was in. They lost a lot of guys. And you
I mean,
got
the
what?
Jet-
You got one Pro Bowler, Sauce Gardner. You got a few Pro Bowlers on the Jet team. So come think about it. That's
Yeah,
that starters. That's not. They ain't even announced the reserves yet.
Because
Ed Reed got. I said Ed Reed. My bad. Yeah, I would like to have Ed Reed on our team as a safety right now. Boy, the early days of Ed Reed. The early days.
I mean, listen, the best thing for the Jets is to, well, it is what it is. They're just going to get who they get, but to hope that they can get, maybe they can get one of these young quarterbacks. There's a good bunch. I mean, you guys know who the top ones are, but there's a good bunch. I mean, you never know. The draft is funky, so somebody might drop down to the Jets that nobody was expecting. That is a solid quarterback. And to your point, what you're saying, L, the window is short, so maybe they want to go out and get them an established guy like a David Carr or something like that, because David Carr is a productive NFL quarterback.
Yes,
he's not superstar, but he can get victories, and if you got the other pieces around, they can go far with him. So yeah, I agree with that. Shout out to D-Raz, man. He was saying there's no chart for Will, there's no chart for Grit, there's no chart for the fans. Yeah, that stuff, like, it all matters, and yeah, there's nothing that really shows that type of stuff, and it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. But I think that. Oh, I didn't get your opinion. My bad. Did I get your take on Milwaukee? And yeah,
the Knicks. How what I want to see from the Knicks. I want to see Grimes. He's getting his second look at Holiday. Because Holiday kind of scorched them. Same thing for
Holiday scorched everybody though.
Yeah. So now you got film, and now you got film. So now you got data that you can go and how you was guarding him. Forget about how everybody else was guarding him. Now you can go watch the data about how you was guarding him on what you can do better the next time around. Right. Yep. So we already know how Giannis and Julius plays against each other. You already know how Mitch and Lopez play against each other. Now it's the other pieces on that teams that got to do their job. So I just want to see how they fare out Brunson and Grimes the second time around against that front court. Or should I say back court? The back court of Holiday and the other guy. Because he's a good defender. What's his guy name? What's the other starter? He's a good defender too.
Is it Grayson Allen?
No, Grayson Allen. Cunnington.
Oh, it's the is it Carter?
Something like that. Little light skinned dude.
Matter of fact, I think they put what's her name been coming off the bench, Holiday. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what they were saying.
How they come off the bench now?
Since he been back from his little injury.
Oh yeah, they're trying to work him into shape again and get him right. So that's probably what they've been doing. Let me see who Milwaukee got on their Ridasta. Let's check them out real quick. The Bucks.
They got normal, the Lopez. They got Giannis. They got old boy that used to play with us. You know what I'm saying?
What am I looking at? Where the hell? Bugging out. Yeah, man, I'm talking that old New York lingo, the Bucks on their Ridasta. Y'all don't know about that.
Keith Murray, he reminded us right now the whole New York talk.
Keith Murray's a wild boy.
That's another story. Another story for another day.
So yeah, I think it's Javon Carter.
That's it.
He's the guy,
good defender, right? So yeah, you want to see how they match up the second time around against the Bucks. It's the second time we're playing them, right?
No, this is the third time. We played them once in Milwaukee and once already in New York.
Okay, so the first time I know we played, we wasn't the same team that we is now. The second time,
and we got to face now. They got Joe Ingles, a healthy Joe Ingles, who missed most of last year and missed most of
big pickup.
Yeah. So he could be a little bit of a problem too because he crafty. He older, but he crafty. Can knock down that corner three. And for a team like the Knicks, who'll be giving up them corner threes and stuff, you got to watch that.
He knows how to play basketball.
Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
Will Obi be playing? Will Obi be playing the next game?
I don't know if Obi is going to play. It just the problem with these games, like every other day, is that the Knicks can't get a full practice. And I know Tibbs likes to get these guys back into shape and get them in full practice. Now, I think they sent Obi to the G League so he can get something under his belt to get some gameplay. So they might say it's enough to bring him up. We'll see. Because I think one thing I will tell you guys, because I looked at the injury report a little while ago, there's only 2 guys hurt in total for these 2 teams. Chris Middleton is out for Milwaukee, and RJ is still out for us.
They see it probably comes down to the benches. Our bench right now, we ain't getting enough scoring, especially with IQ in the starting lineup. Damn.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this bum right here. Oh, get him off my screen. Get out of here.
That's your man.
Nah, he done. No screen time for him. He got to get out of here. The Nass's bum. Antetokounmpo. I'm good with him. I can't deal with him, bro. If he didn't talk so much, if he wasn't like, dude, remember when the Knicks in them freaking Cle Anthony early days, or was it Cle Anthony? No, he was here with us then. It was after that. I forgot who we lit up, and he scored like 20 something or 31 points against us. Oh, I was so mad. I couldn't even look at I couldn't look nowhere, bro. I was looking at the sky. I was so pissed off. I was enraged.
That's your man, Freaky Zeke.
Yo, man, that dude's crazy, bro. That dude talk like he is his brother for real. Even his little brother is better than him. Bum. Whatever. Okay. Anyway. Almighty Finesse. Let's bring back the Nassas. You trying to give me a heart attack, bro? I'm good. If anything, the only dude that I wanted to see that they could bring back is our favorite cheerleader, bro. Our favorite cheerleader. You want to bring him back so he can get Julius laughing and stuff and get RJ going. You know, that's okay. Theo Pinson, fine. I'll take Theo Pinson back. Tibbs don't play those guys anyway. We got Svi Mikhailuk who can ball a little bit. He don't play. Why not give me Theo Pinson on the bench then?
I seen Pinson at a game with a pair of slacks and his jersey on, going up and down the sideline. Slacks in the jersey.
Looking like he in the movie with Tupac. My man.
Do what you gotta do to stay in the league.
Above the rim, yeah. Mario Hezonja days. That's right. Facts. Mario Hezonja, the European Jordan. People be disrespect. Oh no, the European. What they call him? The White Mamba or something. They be disrespected our great players, bro. They give these titles to everybody. Like, come on, man. Anyway, shout out to JJ. Salute. Appreciate you. Listen, guys. Listen. I've been rocking almost 3 hours. It's been another great show. I wish we could have got Lou up here, but Big Lou, don't worry about it, brother. Your heart is in the right place. I know you was trying. You was struggling because I seen you coming in and out. You was trying. So you're a man of your word. You definitely tried to get on. Appreciate you. Jay Boogie made it back like he said he was going to be here for that. He tried to be here. Worldwide L showed up in the building. Appreciate you. Thanks to everybody who tuned in, man. Listen, you know, this Knick community is strong, man. It's the wildest thing because we got one of the biggest and strongest communities. But as far as the fan love that we get in comparison to how many New Yorkers there are, how many Knick fans there are, we should be getting more love for all of these podcasts, not just mine and John's and Jose's. I'm talking for the love of the game, Legion, and all these podcasts. There's so many Knick fans out there that love the Knicks that don't watch these YouTube podcasts and support these shows. And I think everybody does really good work and a good job. So shout out to everybody. Keep showing love. Tell your friends about us, man. Tell your friends about everybody. And also, not to mention the love that should be showed to guys like Trav B, to guys like Jay Boogie, that giving us this hip hop quality tracks. You know, this is studio quality stuff, like Jay Boogie's been saying. He's spending money on these joints, shooting videos, going to NBA stores and stuff. Like, these guys doing all this, there ain't no fanfare outside of like us, and there ain't no money coming in. Like, they're doing this on the strength of the love. So definitely support everybody, man. Show them love, man, because it ain't easy, and guys don't have to do it. They do it because they love what they're doing. So hold on. Wait, Sherwin, why Sherwin got to end the show with some hate? He said, Ron, this dude is in the G League. He's better than Obi. His name is Simasolo Shitu. All right. Well, listen, you know, I don't know what to say, bro. I saw at one point Jimmer Fredette was scoring 40, 50, 60 points in the G League, came up to the Knicks and stunk it up. You know, that G League don't mean much to me, man. I'm just saying, but I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, shout out to all y'all. Let me get around to these guys. Some final words. What's going on? Worldwide L, what you got going on, brother? Any shows today or tomorrow?
We trying to do a show today. We trying to do the show today. You know, I know that they got the NFL playoffs. I think we got a boxing. I think it's a fight tonight. I'm not too sure. I know we got some fights. I think don't Davis fight tonight. Let me see. But if he do fight or next week or whatever, we'll start getting ready to preview that. You know, got some Knicks talk. You know, we need to get them all-star votes in, y'all. There's no way none of them guys should have. There's no way Derrick Rose, who doesn't even play, should have made that top cut. And Brunson and Randle plays every day. Just think about that, Knicks fans. So let's go get the votes in.
Facts. I mean, it's crazy. There's still time, guys. There's still time to get votes. And I think Pudge said something. I don't know the truth to it because I don't really follow this stuff. I think Pudge said something about yesterday the vote was counting for 3. Like if you put 1 vote in, it counted towards 3 votes. I don't know if that's you know what
they do. So, I see. Yeah, they do it sometimes. See, I know because I be voting, guys. I be on there voting. Go vote, and you have a say so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, he ain't lying. That's true. I cast my ballot. I voted. I voted, and I only voted for 2 players. So you want to guess which 2 they are. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I ain't voting for anybody else that died.
I ain't go.
Oh, look at you. All right. Jay Boogie, my guy. Any final words, brother?
Man, it's. I mean, we pretty much summed up a lot on the show today, man. Just blessings to everybody that's in the chat. That's following along. Not only this podcast, but all the other podcasts. Just supporting and doing what you're doing. Constantly continue on hitting them like buttons. You know what I'm saying? And making your comments and bringing up the views and everything, man. Hope everybody have a great weekend. You know what I'm saying? And hug somebody you haven't hugged in a while, or call somebody you haven't called in a while. Reach out to somebody, you know what I'm saying, that you've probably been missing, or you probably had an issue with them or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Be the bigger person and reach out, you know what I'm saying, and just show them some love, man. Love is a very, very, you know what I'm saying, it's a beautiful 4-letter word, and we must, enhance love more within inside ourselves, you know what I'm saying. This year, love more than what you did last year, So, I don't. It's not too much more to say, especially about with the Knicks. They doing what they supposed to be doing, and when they ain't doing what they supposed to be doing, they're learning to get to where they need to get at. You know what I'm saying? So take all. I'm ready for the game tomorrow, but I'm ready to go watch me some college basketball, do some scouting and everything. You know what I'm saying? See what I like, because we still got dozens and dozens and dozens of draft picks, you know what I'm saying? Check out some NFL, like World L said, probably hop on their show later on. But everybody have a beautiful weekend, you know what I'm saying? It's great seeing everybody in the 23.
Facts. 100%, man. You gonna say something, Al?
I was just agreeing with Bugs. I had to pull my mic back. I was just agreeing with Bugs.
I got you.
Get them tickets, Al. Get them tickets. I'm coming. L, get them tickets.
Worry about the tickets. January 20th. Those that's in Atlanta, we doing it. So that's a Friday, January 20th. Knicks versus Hawks.
I do believe, honestly, on Martin Luther King Day, man. Shout out to Worldwide L again for that. The last time me and him linked up together, to a game, and the man offered me to go to the Martin Luther King house. I'd never been there, never seen it, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? He took me on a tour to all the places, his church, you know what I'm saying, where they were him and the wife, they buried that everywhere, showing me how, you know what I'm saying, the fire stayed lit and everything. I learned a lot, from that situation. And I just feel like on Martin Luther King, the Atlanta Hawks should be the highlight of that, because, what they got with Martin Luther down there, you know what I'm saying? They should be the highlight of that day, you know what I'm saying? But
well, they do, so on MLK Day for the Hawks, the Ebenezer Baptist Church, they have the stained glass on the court. So the stained glass of that church is on the court for those games.
Right.
Oh wow.
So the image of the stained glass, if you look on the court for the Hawks, it's the stained glass of the Ebony
Oh, I didn't know
church.
that.
Remember, that's the
thank
same
you.
church on the corner of his where he grew up at. The
Right.
same on the same block where he's buried at. So it's that the stained glass, whatever I don't know what it's called. You know, the stained glass that be inside the church. So it's that same image is on the Hawks court that for that game.
Well,
Wow,
you know,
that's
this
dope.
I'm already locked in this year, but next year, you know, the Lord's blessing, I'm here to see another year. Next year, you know, maybe we'll make arrangement to go to that Martin Luther King game in Atlanta. No matter who they playing, I can still rock my Knicks stuff. But the reason why we will be there, you know, is because of the Martin Luther King situation. Just to view and see that, I love to come see that. So maybe we'll make plans and reservation for that coming up next season, Al.
Yeah, facts.
You know, sign me up.
And listen, I you know, I love all y'all. I love being able to chop it up with y'all and be at these events. I had so much fun at the last event, chopping it up with Jay Boogie in person and seeing him for the first time. It was dope. But you know, in fairness to my situation, my wife is still going through some stuff and dealing with the C word, but the long version. You know what I mean? Like it's taking its toll. I got it that day. And unfortunately it affected my family negatively, and so we're still dealing with it. So I got to be wise and smart about it. And you know, as much as I love everybody, I love my wife and my family the most. So I gotta, you know, if I gotta sit stuff out, I gotta sit it out until she gets better and gets back up and running. Because I can't bring in no viruses and nothing into this crib right now. So I'm trying to stay I'm on the low. You know what I mean? But I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, told Jay Boogie earlier, man, wherever you guys go, link up, take some pictures, man, because I love to experience what y'all experiencing. Just seeing y'all happy and being together is enough for me. Shout out to Allah Wise. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. Hector Gaston in the building. What's going on, brother? See you. Thank you for being here. And Danny Becca basketball. Appreciate you, bro. You asked what the Knick record is right now. We are 22, and I say we like I suited up number 48. We are 22-18 right now. So after all of that, 8-game win streak, 5-game losing streak, 4-game win streak, we back to 22-18. You know, anything can happen, man. It's a surprising year. It's wild stuff. So let's keep saluting and rocking with our team, no matter what. Even if there's certain things we don't like, certain things we want improved, certain things we want changed, we still Knicks fans. You know what I mean? So let's keep that thought and keep it going. Thank you for tuning in. It's been another great show. Jay Boogie, appreciate you. The little one, hey, can I get a thumbs up?
Give him the thumbs up. Throw it up.
Hey, there you go. Thumbs up. All right. Worldwide L gave me the thumbs up too. You can't see it, but I can. I see it.
Get worldwide enough.
There you go. Oh, she got the little power ring. Power.
Yeah, she got power ring.
Thumbs is up. The pulse is up.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Power ring is a real. It's not ring. It's a not power ring. It's not power ring. It's a ring.
Oh, okay. But let me tell you something. The ring, and even if it was a power ring, I would tell you that it's not the power ring. The ring is just the ring. You the one with the power. Always you. Keep that in mind, okay?
Say thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Victor Rivera, appreciate you. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate the love. I need it all, man. We need it and we appreciate it. We get through this. Eventually, it takes some time, but we'll get there. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Great show. Hopefully the Knicks beat the Bucks tomorrow. Let's go, Knicks. We'll catch you on Monday night, 9 p.m. Still Knicks Fans Weekly with my man, Jose, John, and me, Ron. So as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks Fans. We'll be back again. Catch us on Monday at 9, Still Knicks Fans Weekly. Thursday at 8 p.m. on the NBK Nothing But Knicks channel for the NBA Report, or back on Saturday, 11 a.m. for the Know the Ledge. It's been a great show, guys. Thank you, Jay Boogie. Keep doing what you do. Worldwide L, if you do the show later with Hallwill, I'll try to tune in. Support. We'll catch you guys on the next one. It's been real. We out of here.
Bless.